we see a comet falling from the sky. No one knows whether it's truly a comet or something else. It shoots straight down and crashes into the sea. At that moment, regular citizens are busy with their daily routines near the coast. Suddenly, when the comet hits the water, a massive tsunami rises from the ocean. People panic and start running in fear. The wave is so huge that it completely covers a vast area. During the chaos, we see a little girl who falls while trying to escape. Just when the water is about to reach her, it stops. Why? Because there are warriors present. This is a world where martial arts are deeply ingrained, and many individuals know how to use advanced martial arts techniques. These warriors attempt to save the people. Some among them use ice powers and try to freeze the incoming wave. Unfortunately, the wave, created by the comet, is too powerful. Even their martial arts techniques are not enough to stop it. The water ends up engulfing the entire area and destroys everything in its path. In the next scene, a minister is shown rushing to the emperor. Out of breath, he tells him that something terrible has happened. Something fell from the sky, and a massive wave emerged from the ocean, causing widespread devastation. This event is officially recorded in the East Coast's archives for that year. The record states that a mysterious object fell from the sky and took many lives. However, no one knows what was inside that comet or why it even fell. And this is where the actual story begins. This entire sequence was just the prologue. We are then introduced to a character named Kelter, a butler from a noble family. He travels to a small fishing village by the sea to find a young master. When they arrive, he says it seems they've reached the fishing village. His companion asks, "Do you really think Master Shermu lives here?" They are there to find the illegitimate son of their family's master. Butler Chang is certain that the young master is here, though he wonders whether Shermu will come back quietly with them, especially since his father is gravely ill and does not have many days left. Chang tells them to stay calm while he goes to speak to Shermu. As they approach his cottage and knock, the door unexpectedly breaks open and falls in. They inspect the place, but Shermu is not inside. They check the entire room, but he is nowhere to be found. At the same time, some local boys, villagers and friends of Shermu, arrive and are angered by the intrusion. They say, "Look at what they've done." Just because they're high-ranking officials doesn't mean they can just barge in and break the young master's door. Another boy tries to calm the situation, pointing out the insignia on their clothing. He suggests that these men are from the powerful Jin family, and there must be some connection between Shermu and them, which is why they've come to take him. Hearing this, the boy who was previously furious changes his tone. He says, "So this orphan, the one with no father, is suddenly being claimed by the Jin family? Now that beggar is going to rule over us?" Meanwhile, Master Chang's companion remarks, "Shermu isn't here. Where do we find him now?" To this, Master Chang responds, "He must be nearby. Perhaps he's out fishing in the ocean." The scene opens atop a rocky cliff where Shermu is seen sitting quietly, blowing into a conch. As the sound echoes through the surroundings, Shermu is lost in the memory of his mother. His heart grows heavy as he recalls that this very place was where his mother died. Before her death, his mother had shared her last words with him. She spoke of her love for Shimu's father, a man who hadn't returned home in the past 14 years, not since the day Shimu was born. Despite his prolonged absence, she never blamed him. Instead, she understood the burden he carried. His father had chosen the path of martial cultivation. He sought to become a great warrior, a master of the martial arts. For this, he had left them behind. Shimu's mother urged him, with her dying breath, to respect his father deeply if they ever crossed paths again. But these memories filled Shimu with intense anger. He could not understand why his mother still spoke so lovingly of the man who abandoned them. How could a person leave behind his wife and child for the sake of martial arts? 14 years without a word. 14 years of silence. To Shimu, it didn't seem like duty, it felt like desertion. Consumed by rage and pain, Shimu leaps from the top of the cliff, shouting that he would never respect his father the way his mother had wished. He couldn't comprehend why she still loved a man who chose power over family. In Shimu's eyes, that man no longer deserved to be called a father. Beneath the water's surface lies a massive stone, pinning down a large clam. For 2 long years, Shimu has returned to this place, chipping away at the stone to free it. He believes the clam holds a mysterious power. Every time he draws near, a red aura seeps out of it and is absorbed by his body, enhancing his strength. It's this very energy that has helped him reach the 7th level of body tempering, a significant martial milestone. Shimu, now stronger than ever, picks up his shovel and continues breaking the rock. As he gets closer, he says to himself that he doesn't know why this clam ended up trapped here, but he's determined to free it. Not just because of the energy it gave him, but because he wants to repay the gift. It helped him grow stronger, and now he owes it freedom. At last, he removes the final piece of stone, and the clam is freed. Shimu feels an overwhelming joy, declaring that he's finally succeeded. But just as he celebrates, the weakened base of the rock collapses. A huge piece of stone falls, threatening to crush the clam once more. Shimu refuses to let it happen. He channels all the energy from his 7th level body tempering into his arms and tries to block the falling rock. But it's too heavy. Desperate, he forms his fists, gathers the last of his strength, and releases a mighty punch. The rock shatters into pieces, saving the clam, but at a great cost. Both of Shimu's arms are severed in the process. The immense blood loss causes Shimu to lose consciousness under the water. Just then, something incredible happens. From the freed clam, a small girl emerges. She rushes to Shimu, desperately trying to pull him to safety. Though she's young and unable to speak properly, her actions speak louder than words. She absorbs energy from the nearby pearls scattered among other clams and uses it to bring Shimu above water. Sitting beside his limp body, she cries out, calling him to wake up. When she sees his severed arms, she places her small hands over them and begins to pray. A red aura glows from her body and enters Shimu's wounds. Miraculously, his arms begin to regenerate. Shimu slowly begins to breathe again. But the peace doesn't last long. From beneath the sea, two figures emerge, residents of the ocean world. A young man and a woman. They spot the girl and immediately recognize her. She is the daughter of the heavenly clam, a sacred being of the deep sea. As the girl reacts nervously, the female figure scolds her companion, warning him not to frighten their princess. She steps forward, reassures the girl, and says they are only there to take her back home. She had been lost, and now they finally found her. However, the male companion is suspicious. He walks up to Shimu, places a foot on his chest, and accuses him of imprisoning the princess. To him, humans are dangerous and never to be trusted. He declares that Shimu should be killed then and there, and draws his blade with the intent to end Shimu's life. A princess suddenly appears and rushes forward, stopping right in front of everyone. Without hesitation, she wraps herself around Shimu's injured body and exclaims, "No, no, no! You cannot harm him. He saved my life." Another girl in the group interprets her words, saying, "I believe the princess is trying to tell us that we cannot kill him because he saved her life." However, a boy among them refuses to accept it. He insists, "I think we should finish this human right here. There must be some ulterior motive behind his actions. He must have saved the princess for a reason, some personal gain." Before the tension can escalate, a massive water vortex emerges from the depths. From within it, a teacher, a woman who appears to be their master, rises with grace. Both the students immediately bow in respect, asking, "Master, what are you doing here?" The master gently places her hand on the princess's head and says, "Look at this, our luck is incredible. We found our princess here, and it seems your fates are intertwined with each other. You are both meant for something greater." Then, turning to the girl, the master asks, "Tell me, where is your pearl? Where is your spiritual source?" But the princess seems clueless. She has no idea what happened to the pearl. The boy, now furious, yells out, "I'm sure this human has it. He must have stolen the pearl and kept it for himself." But the princess protests loudly, "No. That's not true. You can trust this human. He saved my life." The master calmly replies, "So, you're saying he saved your life? And in doing so, both of his arms were severed. Yet you used your energy to restore his arms. It's possible that in that process, your pearl transformed into energy and merged with his hands." Hearing this, the master adds, "Very well then, we'll leave him here." Her disciples, surprised, ask, "Master, do you really wish to let this human go?" The master responds, "Why not? He saved the spirit of your race. I believe it is now our duty to save his life in return. I want you to carry him and leave him safely on land." Though clearly unhappy with the decision, the disciples obey. They pick up Shirmu and carry him to the shore, leaving him there. As they return to the water, the princess walks alongside her master. The master turns to her and says, "Jiangzhu, you've already done everything you could for this human child. You've pushed your powers to the extreme. I don't think you'll ever see him again, nor will you be allowed to. There's a vast gap between us, the ones who live under the sea, and the humans who dwell on land. We cannot meet each other so easily." With those words, they vanish into the water. Shirmu, now alone on the beach, slowly regains consciousness. He sits up and winces in pain. "What is this? I'm hurting all over," he says. But when he looks at his hands, he is stunned. They're intact. "What happened to my hands? They were gone. I remember clearly. How are they back?" As he tries to make sense of it, he notices a small crystal bead near him. He picks it up and says, "What is this? Whose crystal bead is this?" Suddenly, faint memories return. "I remember. There was a little girl. She pulled me out of the water and saved me." Now recalling more clearly, Shirmu realizes he must return underwater. "Before I leave this place, I need to check on that pearl. Did I rescue it? The one I've been digging for the past 2 years?" He dives back into the water and confirms that the pearl embedded in the stone is no longer there. It has been released. Returning to the surface, he sighs with relief. "Thank goodness, it's gone from the stone. But ever since I regained consciousness, I can't remember what exactly happened down there. All I know is that there was a little girl, and she saved my life." As he walks back through the forest towards his home, an old man named Master Chung appears and stops him. He asks, "Young Master Shi, is that your name?" Shi replies, "Yes, my name is Young Master Shimu. But who are you?" Master Chung kneels down before him and says, "I am Butler Chung. I've been sent here on behalf of the Jin family. Your father ordered me to come and bring you back to the Jin family estate." Shimu looks confused and asks, "You know my father?" "Yes," Butler Chung replies. "I know your father very well. He is a great and respected martial artist, a true warrior. He joined the Jin family in his youth and earned many achievements. Because of this, he became an important figure in the Jin family. But now," he continues, "your father is gravely ill and bedridden. He wishes to see you one last time before he dies. That's why he sent for you, so you can say your final goodbye." Shimu responds coldly, "Shimu is dead. The boy who left this village long ago died that day. Dead people don't return. So go back. You must be mistaken. There is no son of his here." Master Chung pleads with him, "Please, young master, you need to understand. Our master couldn't return all these years because of serious responsibilities. He left to master martial arts and couldn't come back due to the immense duties he had in the Jin family. But he still loves you deeply." Shimu interrupts angrily, "Do you really believe any responsibility can keep a man from his wife and child? Do you think a father would stay away just because he was busy? My mother died still saying his name, still loving him. But he never came, not even once. She died alone." As their conversation becomes more intense, a sudden arrow attack erupts. Master Chung immediately steps in front of Shimu and raises his arm to protect him. "Stay back," he commands. Two warriors emerge from the side, sneering. "Look what we've found," one of them says. "We knew if we followed Chung, we'd eventually find the young master. Now that we've found both, we are here to kill him." Butler Chung turns to them and says, "Biao brothers, what are you doing? You're part of the Jin family too. Are you trying to rebel?" Shimu whispers to Master Chung, "I think your family is our enemy." But Master Chung corrects him, "No, not my family. Your enemy. They are here to kill you." The Biao brothers sneer, "Get out of the way, old man. Hand over the boy. We only here for him. Pretend you were never here. If you interfere, you'll die too." Master Chung narrows his eyes. It seems the fifth elder really wants the young master dead. He's even sent thugs like you. But as long as I stand here, you won't touch him. One of the Biao brothers laughs. "Do you really think you alone can stop both of us?" They both charge at him. One leaps into the air and throws needles. The other rushes in with a large axe. Master Chung manages to block both attacks at the same time. Meanwhile, Shimu watches the energy from their attacks and thinks to himself, "They are strong. No, all three of them are incredibly powerful. Just feel that energy." The Biao brothers grow frustrated. This old man still has tricks up his sleeve. He's holding us back. They continue their assault. The larger brother charges with his axe, but Master Chung hits him with his palm, sending him flying back into a rock. As he hits the stone, Master Chung shouts, "Where's the other one?" The second brother jumps back and lands behind Shimu with his needles ready. Master Chung quickly turns around, realizing the danger to Shimu. Suddenly, we see blood. Master Chung had leapt in front of Shimu just in time. All the needles pierce into his own body instead. Shimu rushes to him, "Master, are you alright?" But Master Chung is gravely wounded. The other brother rises again with his massive axe. "Now there's no escape," he growls. "First I'll kill you, then I'll kill this boy." He charges forward for a final strike. Despite the sudden assault, Master Cheng managed to block the attack and spun around. As he turned, he released power from his palm. Just as he noticed the second attacker coming at him with needles, he reacted quickly. He redirected the elder brother in front of him, causing the needles to pierce into the elder's body. Screaming in pain, the elder cursed at the younger one, blaming him for the mistake and yelling that he should have been more careful. That single attack left the elder brother badly injured and he collapsed. Meanwhile, the younger one continued advancing with his needles. However, his aim was thrown off when Shimu threw a stone at him. Yes, Shimu had picked up a rock and hurled it, interrupting the attack. Shimu still held another stone, ready to strike again. Furious, the needle wielder turned to Shimu and yelled, accusing him of ruining the attack and injuring his elder brother. But just as he was distracted, Master Cheng emerged from behind, plunged his hand into the attacker's body, and calmly said, "You are an assassin, but you don't even know that during a fight, your focus should remain on your target." And with that, he decapitated him. After eliminating the threat, Master Cheng collapsed to the ground, exhausted and wounded. Shimu rushed to his side and asked if he was alright. Master Cheng reassured him, saying it was nothing serious, just minor wounds that he could heal on his own. He began to self-heal using his energy. But Shimu was upset. He told Master Cheng that it was because of him he got injured, and now that they were even, he would leave. As he started walking away, Master Cheng stopped him and said, "Young Master Shi, do you really think you're safe here? These people won't stop until they kill you. They will return." Shimu replied bitterly, "So that's why you came? Because they want to kill me? Because of my father?" Cheng nodded. He explained that ever since certain members of the Jin family discovered Shimu's existence, the son of Master Jin and heir to his legacy, they wanted him dead. All of the family's wealth could legally go to Shimu, and the elders saw him as a threat. While some of them were extremely angry, others were outright hostile. Cheng expressed doubt that Shimu could survive here for long. Frustrated, Shimu punched a rock and shouted, "Again, my father gets in the way. So if I want to live, I have to survive on the scraps he left behind. Otherwise, I'll be killed by the elders." Then, emotionally charged, he cried out, "My father abandoned me and my mother the day I was born. We lived in poverty while he enjoyed his life with the Jin family. He married someone else, had a new life, and was indulging with other women. And when my mother was dying, he didn't even come to see her. She always claimed to love me and even asked me to respect him, but why should I? You think I'll return to the Jin family just because he wants me to? I don't even want to see his face. If this isn't because of him, then tell me, why do all these people want to kill me? I was living a peaceful life, and now because of him, I'm being hunted." Master Cheng then explained something surprising. "Not everyone wants you dead," he said. "Your father's mistress, his second wife, wants to protect you. She's the young miss of the Jin family, and she wants to keep you alive. If you come with us to Feng City, she can use her position and influence to keep you safe. Nothing will happen to you there." Master Cheng then picked up one of the needles and said, "But if you insist on staying here, I'll have to leave you, and I can't promise anyone will be around to protect you. I have a mission to complete and must return. Whether you come or not is your choice. But if you don't come, you'll be an easy target, and they will kill you." Shermu says, "So you're telling me that if I stay here, I will die, but if I go with you, I'll live?" Master Cheng replies, "Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. You have to come with us. Right now, you're at the 7th level of body tempering, but your cultivation is very low. My mistress gave me strict instructions to get you admitted to a martial arts school, and I'll make sure you're enrolled in one. But for that, you'll need special influence, like the support of a noble family." He continues, "You want to become a martial artist, but if you can't even protect yourself, how will you become one? Have you never dreamed of becoming a powerful warrior? Have you never wished to rise above the life of a fisherman, to step outside this small village and explore the vast world? You'll discover new martial arts techniques, meet new people, learn new skills. Isn't that what you want? Don't you want to walk the path of martial arts?" Shermu, listening to these words, is reminded of his mother. She had said the exact same things, that his father once left this village to pursue martial arts because a man must chase his dreams. Now he's thinking, this man is saying the same thing. Could I really become a warrior? Could I truly fulfill my mother's last wish? Then Master Cheng adds, "I forgot to tell you something important. The Kaizuan Martial School is conducting a recruitment ceremony. It happens once every 5 years. Very few disciples are selected. If you wish, you can try for admission. We can only introduce you there. Passing the entrance test will entirely be your responsibility. Whether you get in or not will depend on you." When Shermu hesitates, Master Cheng says, "Fine, it's clear you don't want to come. I'll go tell my mistress that you refused." But Shermu stops him, saying, "Wait, let me think about it. Give me a moment." After some thought, Shermu agrees to go with him. They set off in a cart, beginning their journey. Shermu asks, "Master Cheng, how long have we been traveling? Why haven't we reached yet? How far is this place?" Cheng replies, "We're heading towards Feng City. It's very far from your fishing village. The journey will take a full month. We must keep moving like this every day." Along the way, Cheng tells Shermu about their dynasty. "We live in the Chuanzhou dynasty. Feng City is the largest city in this dynasty." Before leaving, Shermu bids farewell to his village and to his mother's grave. She had made him promise to become a great warrior, a true martial artist. Now, that journey has begun. His goal is to join the Kaizuan school and become an extraordinary martial artist. He also starts thinking about his father, who he hasn't seen in 14 years, and feels excited that he might finally meet him. While on the road, Shermu says, "Master Cheng, since this journey is going to be long, can you tell me about the cultivation levels?" Cheng agrees and explains, "There are 3 main cultivation levels in martial arts. What you call body tempering in your village is actually the first level, martial disciple. The second level is called Hotian warrior. These warriors can absorb qi into their bodies and use it to perform skills. A single Hotian warrior can be as powerful as 100 ordinary fighters. The third and highest level is the Xiantian warrior, also known as the Emperor level. These warriors can manipulate qi just with their thoughts. They're so powerful they could end someone's life using only their will. Reaching this level is incredibly difficult. I call them king-level warriors. Even king-level warriors are nowhere near as powerful as those in the Emperor level. As far as I know, there are only 7 or 8 Emperor-level warriors in the entire kingdom. Shermu, shocked, asks, "Is it really that hard to reach the Emperor level?" Chang replies, "Yes, it's extremely difficult. Even the Emperor of our dynasty respects these warriors and listens to them. But for you, that path is still very far away. Right now, you can't even use qi. So don't worry about the Emperor level yet. Your journey has just begun." Shimo's journey spans 30 days, and this story begins on the final day, the day he arrives at Feng City. As he reaches, a heated argument breaks out between a man and his sister. The man is furious because his sister, Shimo's stepmother, wants to give the rare and powerful killing pill to Shimo. The man argues that the pill should be given to his own son, who, according to him, is far more deserving. He believes his son has the potential to pass the examination of the elite Kaizuan sector and become a part of it, a feat that only a few manage to achieve. He accuses his sister of favoring Shimo, an outsider whose father is now dead, and claims that Shimo's lineage doesn't justify such a valuable gift. His sister responds with anger and authority. She reminds him that Shimo is the biological son of her late husband and the only heir by blood. She firmly believes that Shimo deserves the killing pill because of his father's immense achievements. She releases a surge of energy, a show of power, and warns her brother to stay silent. If he wants to argue, he can come another day, but today is not the day to make noise. She declares that she has made her decision. Shimo will receive the pill, and asks her brother to leave. Feeling betrayed, the man bitterly tells her that their sibling bond is over. From now on, she is no longer his sister. He storms out, just as a carriage arrives. Shimo steps down and stands at the gates, his uncle walking away in silence. When Shimo looks at his stepmother, she coldly informs him that he's late. His father passed away 2 days ago. She tells him to come inside and pay his final respects. Shimo is taken to the coffin. He asks for it to be opened. As the cloth covering the coffin is lifted, he sees his father's face and bows deeply. He places a special token, something his mother had entrusted to him, into the coffin. Speaking softly, he says that though he never accepted his father in life, he is offering this final respect only for the sake of his mother, who loved him dearly until her last breath. Turning to the others present, Shimo declares that he has no personal bond with the deceased. It was his mother who loved this man and called him Shimo's father. As far as he is concerned, all ties end here. Outside, his stepmother, Aunt Jin, pulls him aside and gently tells him that he didn't have to say all that in front of everyone. She offers him a compromise. If he cannot call her mother, he may simply call her Aunt Jin. She introduces him to a young girl, telling him this is his half-sister, her daughter with his late father. Her name is Yu Yuan. She tells Yu Yuan to greet her big brother, and Yu happily runs up to say hello. Shimo, moved by her innocence, feels genuine joy for the first time in a while. Later, Aunt Jin explains more. She tells him that after his father left his mother, he married her and became the master of this manor. With his passing, everything now rightfully belongs to Shimo, as the eldest son. She makes it clear that while she wishes to stay in the manor with her daughter, all the wealth, property, and legacy are now Shimo's. He can rule over the estate as he wishes. Then she shows him his father's armor and crown, relics of his days as a warrior. She explains how his father earned everything through sheer bravery and martial arts mastery, becoming a respected member of the Jin family. Now, Shimo has 2 choices. First, he can inherit everything, live a life of comfort and peace, and his future generations can enjoy the legacy without ever lifting a finger. Second, he can give up all claims to the inheritance and instead accept the killing pill, a rare and powerful item. It would enable him to cultivate qi, the inner energy necessary to even qualify for the Kaizuan Martial Arts Academy. Currently, he lacks the ability to gather qi, but absorbing the pill would change that. Anshin warns him, this path is dangerous. Many within the family are unhappy about the pill being given to him. Some, like the Biao brothers, have even tried to kill him. Others deny his father's accomplishments altogether and want the pill for themselves. She offers him a choice: take the safe road and live in comfort, or choose the hard path, accept the pill, and forge his destiny with his own strength. Shimo listens carefully. He remembers the promise he made to his mother, to become the greatest warrior in the world, someone so powerful he could split the heavens and the earth. He knows now what he must do. He looks at Anshin and says with conviction, if the killing pill is the key to fulfilling my mother's dying wish, then I will take it. I will not back down, no matter how dangerous the road ahead may be. I will become a legendary martial artist. And so, with his choice made, Shimo steps forward into a future of uncertainty, ready to face every challenge the world throws at him. The scene transitions to 3 months later. Shimo is now shown training under a master named Master Li. During the training, Shimo charges at Master Li with his sword, attempting to attack. However, Master Li counters him effortlessly with a punch, sending him falling backward. Master Lee then sternly tells Shimo, only 9 months are left before the selection competition begins. Do you really think, with your current skills, you'll be ready to even participate in it? From what I see, you won't even pass the selection exam. Shimo, trying to prove himself, says, Master, look at how I've cut through those dummies. I think I've gotten much better. Before this, I had never even held a sword. Master Lee shakes his head and responds, you call this training? Just because you've sliced a few practice dummies, you think your swordsmanship has improved? You are only scratching the surface. The technique you are learning now is called Gale of the Blade. When you truly master it, you'll be able to slice an entire mountain in one strike. He continues, right now, you are only managing to cut through a few dummies. There's still a long road ahead for you. This is a special technique consisting of 13 precise steps. Watch carefully, I'll demonstrate. With that, Master Lee picks up his sword and positions himself. When you master this technique, you'll be able to execute 13 slashes in a single strike, he explains. He launches an attack with tremendous force, but only 5 slashes appear. This is because I haven't yet reached the 13th level. Until then, this skill isn't truly complete, he says. He points toward a boulder that now bears the marks of his powerful attack and continues, did you see? I was able to land 9 slashes in one strike using this technique. That means I've currently mastered it up to the 9th level. If you can reach the 13th level, even Emperor level masters won't be able to stand against you. You'll be able to defeat them with ease. Both of them sit down to catch their breath. Master Lee then looks at Shimo and asks, I still don't understand how a kid like you has so much money. You do realize how expensive my private fees are, right? I own a private training club, and to train someone like you specifically, I've been paid a hefty sum. Shimo quietly responds, before my father passed away, he left me a large inheritance. I've received a significant share of that wealth. I want to use all of it to prepare myself so I can gain admission into the Kazuvan sector. As the scene shifts, we are shown a flashback where Shimo is seen speaking with his Aunt Jane. He tells her, alright, I choose a different path. I won't just sit here enjoying my father's legacy. I want to become a warrior. I will use every opportunity and every person around me to grow stronger. Hearing this, Aunt Jane replies, now that you've chosen your path, I will help you. If you had chosen the safer route, you could have lived a life of comfort under my protection. But now that you wish to walk the warrior's path, I must warn you. You must especially be careful of your 5th uncle. He has a son around your age, and he too wants to join the Kajuan sector. For this, he seeks the killing pill, but we don't want to give it to him. So, he will try every chance he gets to eliminate you. Shimo already knew that the 5th elder had also sent the Biao brothers to that place. Master Lee tells Shimo that the Kajuan Martial School, one of the 4 great academies of the kingdom, is extremely competitive. Every year, thousands apply, but only a few make it in. Do you really think you can gain admission? Master Lee asks. You'll be competing against others your age, all chasing the same dream. They will come fully prepared. Shimo replies confidently, I know what I need to do. In the months before the exam, I must push my body tempering art to the 9th level or beyond. As for the other requirements, Aunt Jane will handle them. She is going to give me the killing pill that will help me sense and absorb energy. Master Lee nods. That's good. But before that, you need to master the martial arts techniques. Now that you were rested, get up. We must resume your training. There's not much time left before the exams begin. As they resume, Shimo says, Master, since we are restarting training, could you teach me a fist technique? Master Lee raises an eyebrow. You've asked me about this before. Do you like hand-to-hand combat? Martial artists like us usually rely on swords. Fist techniques are only learned as a backup, in case we ever lose our weapon. They are hard to master. Are you sure? Yes, Master, Shimo replies. I want to learn it. Very well, Master Lee says. Since you already grasped some basic techniques, I'll now teach you the stone-breaking fist. It's a powerful technique from the Yellow Martial Academy. But to use it, your body must be extremely strong. Fist techniques rely heavily on physical conditioning. Master Lee points to a large mud boulder filled with grains. You must strike it until you break it. Only then can we move to the next steps. He explains the training sequence. Break the mud boulder filled with grains. Train with a clay pot filled with broken stones. Finally, strike a large iron jar filled with sand until it shatters. Only by completing all 3 stages can Shimo truly begin learning the stone-breaking fist. Shimo begins punching the boulder with determination, while Master Lee observes and gives instructions. Eventually, Shimo delivers a powerful punch and the jar shatters, scattering the grains. He turns to Master Lee and admits, I've already broken a large rock boulder with my bare hands once before. Impressed, Master Lee skips the second stage and brings out the iron jar filled with rocks. But Master, Shimo protests, you said the second stage was a clay pot with stones. Master Lee smiles. You just told me we already surpassed that stage. So let's see you break this one. Later, Shimo's hands are bruised and swollen from repeatedly punching the iron jar. He looks at them, bloodied and injured. Master Lee observes and says, these wounds, the swelling, the blood, they show your dedication. Keep training like this every day. Only then will your hands become strong enough to break stones without injury. But, Master Lee adds, you need rest now, at least 3 to 4 days. Only then will your hands heal. Shimo sighs, I feel like I'll need an entire week to recover. I can't even hold a sword right now, let alone practice sword techniques. In response, Master Lee throws him a book. This is a special technique manual to help you temper your body. You can't fight right now, but you can read. I'll be gone for a week. If your hands recover before I return, come find me, you know where I live. I'll resume your training then. That night, Shimo lies in bed, exhausted. Suddenly, a red mist begins to emerge from his body, surrounding him in a glowing red aura. It causes him intense pain, and as he grabs the bed tightly, the frame shatters under the pressure. He sits up in shock, looking at his hands, and realizes they've fully healed. Amazed, he whispers, what just happened? Master said it would take 4 to 5 days, but my hands are healed in a single night. And this red aura, was it the same energy I saw in the water? Without wasting time, he began cultivating right then and there. While cultivating, Shimo experiences a level up. The next scene cuts to the following day, where it's raining, and Shimo is out hunting for food. He chases a monster, which keeps running ahead of him. Shimo follows in pursuit and attempts to strike it with his mountain-breaking punch, but the boar-like creature leaps out of the way just in time. Determined, Shimo continues chasing it with his sword. He had been learning both swordsmanship and the mountain-breaking punch, and now he's able to use them effectively. Using his sword, he slashes through several trees, causing a large one to fall directly in the monster's path, blocking its escape. Shimo then approaches with his sword drawn and says, looks like there's no way out for you now. As the monster turns aggressively to attack, a loud sound is heard, and the scene cuts to Shimo carrying the defeated monster. He says, looks like I can now easily release 600 pounds of force with my mountain-breaking punch. That's how I caught it. My blade art has also improved significantly. I think I should go call Master Lee now since I fully recovered. However, when Shimo returns home, he's startled to see light coming from inside, as if someone lit a fire. He's confused because no one should be in the house at this hour. He rushes to the door, flings it open, and demands, who's there? Who dares enter my home? Inside, he finds a father and daughter. They plead, young master, please don't attack us. We didn't mean to trespass. It's raining heavily, and we had nowhere else to go. Shimo observes that they appear harmless. He notices the girl, who, it turns out, will later become the story's heroine. Her name is Zongjuo, and she's just 14 years old. Shimo brings the monster meat inside, cooks it, and offers them some food. The girl initially refuses, but her father gratefully accepts and encourages her. She protests, saying, Father, how can you do this? We barged into his house at night, and now we are eating his food too. Shimo assures them, there's nothing wrong with it. Please, eat if you are hungry. He kindly invites Juo, saying, young Miss Juo, you must be hungry. Please have some. Eventually, both father and daughter accept the offer and start eating. They sit and talk for a long time. The father explains their situation. They are traveling and their family, the Zong family, is in deep trouble. They had been attacked, and their situation is dire. Juo tells her father, I think they'll cancel the engagement now, to which her father replies, I don't think they will. You are intelligent and beautiful. Whatever happened is due to the W family. He reassures her, you don't need to worry anymore. I'll make sure you have a comfortable life from now on. Meanwhile, Shimo is silently thinking, which W family are they talking about? There are 4 major families in this state, and the Jin family is one of them. Suddenly, thunder flashes across the sky, and Shimo senses something unusual, as if someone is approaching. He says, someone's coming. He grabs his sword and positions himself near the door. But instead of the door, the side wall is smashed open, and someone bursts in, launching an attack. Shimo quickly grabs the father and daughter, jumping to safety. They look to see who entered, and to their horror, it's a zombie. The father yells, it's a zombie. The zombie charges at them, mouth wide open. Shimo attacks with his sword, slashing the creature repeatedly, but nothing happens. The zombie is unaffected, leaving Shimo shocked. What's going on? My attacks aren't working at all. The zombie strikes at Shimo with its claw. Shimo dodges by jumping back and then uses his blade technique to unleash multiple slashes, but the zombie remains unfazed. He realizes, this thing can't be killed by regular means. The zombie turns and attacks Shimo again, slamming him into a wall. His sword falls from his hand. Now unarmed, Shimo watches as the zombie turns its attention to the father and daughter. The father pushes Juo behind him, then rushes to pick up the fallen sword. He charges at the zombie, prompting both Shimo and Juo to shout, "Don't do it. Swords don't work on it." Ignoring their cries, the father swings the sword at the zombie. There's a strong slash, but then blood pours from his mouth. The zombie had pierced its arm through the father's body. As it pulls its arm back, more blood gushes out. Juo screams in horror. Her scream is so powerful that it causes the zombie to stumble for a moment, and she continues screaming, overwhelmed by fear and shock. Shimo moves forward with great speed and determination. He channels his full power and uses his devastating mountain-breaking punch to strike the zombie. The force of the punch is so intense that the zombie's body is shattered into pieces. With the body completely destroyed, the zombie can no longer rise again. As the zombie's body collapses and disintegrates, a token and a badge fall from its remains. Shimo picks up the badge and examines it, wondering aloud, "What is this?" It seems like this badge used to belong to him before he turned into a zombie. Maybe this was his identity. Perhaps he was once a soldier. Meanwhile, the scene shifts to Juo, who is sitting beside her father, checking on him. Blood is coming out of her father's mouth. Shimo rushes toward them and calls out, "Uncle Jeong! Uncle Jeong! Are you okay?" The father, in his weak and fading voice, responds, "My daughter, please forgive me. I can't go any further with you. I think my time has come. I'm going to die here." Juo cries out in desperation, "No, Dad. Please don't say that." Master Jeong turns to Shimo and says, "Young hero, please do me one last favor. You've already saved both of us and given us shelter. But now, I ask for one more thing. My daughter has no one left in this world. Will you take care of her for me?" He continues, "With my death, the marriage contract between the Juo family and the W family will be cancelled. My daughter was supposed to marry their young master. I'm not asking you to make her your wife. I just want you to keep her safe. Make sure she has food to eat, and let her live in freedom. That's all I wish for." Juo protests, saying, "Dad, how can you talk like this?" But her father remains calm and says, "My time is over. I can't hold on any longer. I have to leave you in good hands." With his trembling hands, he takes out a small wooden box from his pocket. He offers it to Shimo, saying, "Keep this box as a token. Consider it part of her dowry. I entrust my daughter to you. Please take good care of her and this box as well." But before Shimo can take the box, it slips from the dying man's hands and falls to the ground. At that moment, Master Jeong passes away. Juo screams out her father's name, crying uncontrollably beside his lifeless body. The next scene shifts to the morning. Shimo buries Master Jeong, building a grave right where he died. Standing by the grave, Shimo turns to Juo and says, "Miss Juo, I think we should leave this place. We can't stay here any longer." He then takes her along with him, heading through the forest toward Master Lee's house. As they were walking along the path, she turned to him and said, "There's no need for you to call me Miss Jeong here. And if you want, you don't have to take my father's words seriously either. What he said on his deathbed, those aren't things you're obligated to carry as your responsibility." Listening to her, he nodded and replied, "Yes, you're right." Then Miss Jeong added, "If you want, you can leave me with the W family. I don't think they're bad people. They won't harm me." Shimo agreed, "Yes, I think that's the best choice. I'll take you to the W family. They'll take good care of you. Your hopes should be fulfilled. And if you, like, you can just call me Shimo." She responded with a smile, "Sure, brother Shimo. And if you want, you can just call me Miss Vayu." At this point, Shimo took out a box and handed it to her, saying, "Miss Jeong, now that everything between us is over, based on your father's words, we're not meant to have any ties. Why don't you take your belongings back?" She refused. "No, I can't take it. My father gave it to you, and I believe you should keep it as a gift. You saved our lives, especially mine. I don't even know what's inside the box, but that's exactly why you should keep it. It's yours now." Shimo agreed, "Alright, for now, I'll keep it safe with me." Arrival at the W family. In the next scene, we see Shimo arriving at the W family's residence. He presents his token to the guard, identifying himself and stating that he has brought the young lady from the June family. The W family consists of 3 brothers. The eldest, W Feng, comes rushing out excitedly. "My niece, you finally arrived. Where is your father? Why didn't he come with you?" "Never mind, come in, let's talk inside." His son, W Hua, is also present. Incidentally, he is soon to be married. Before stepping inside, Jong Juo turns to Shimo and says, "Thank you so much for bringing me here." Shimo replies, "It was nothing. I hope we meet again someday." She goes inside with the W family, while Shimo watches from outside. However, The young master of the W family keeps staring intently at Shimo as he departs. The return to training, Master Lee appears. The next scene shifts to Master Lee, whom Shimo brings to his side. "I've already recovered," Shimo tells him. Master Lee, surprised, says, "I never imagined you'd recover this quickly. Your fist and gale art have both improved significantly. You've been training alone these past few days, haven't you? You're learning much faster than I had expected." However, Master Lee suddenly lowers his head, clearly disappointed. "Why did you stop training with me? Why did you go deep into the mountains to train alone?" Shimo explains that he had gone into the deep mountains for better training and gained valuable experience there. However, he deliberately hides the fact that he was attacked by a zombie. He thinks to himself, "If I tell Master about the zombie, he might go insane." Still, Shimo expresses gratitude. "Thank you, Master. You taught me the stone-breaking fist and the gale force blade art. But I have another request. Could you teach me the iron body tempering method?" Master Lee is shocked. "You want to learn the iron body tempering technique?" Shimo affirms, "Yes, Master. I need to go beyond the 9th level of my QI cultivation. I must break through to the 10th or even the 11th level before the examination starts. I have to be ready for the academy's entrance test. Even if I can't reach the 11th level, at the very least, I must master the iron body technique. This, he believes, is essential for what lies ahead." Master Lee with a request to learn a powerful technique. Master Lee, calm and serious, agrees to teach him but warns that this technique comes with significant drawbacks. He explains that it requires an enormous amount of money due to the rare and expensive ingredients involved. Shimo, undeterred, assures the master that money is not a problem. He can arrange everything needed. However, Master Lee cautions him further. The method is extremely dangerous. It involves pushing the body to the limit, breaking it down repeatedly, and then forcing it to regenerate. Even this does not shake Shimo's resolve. He confidently states that he is not afraid of any danger or risk. Seeing Shimo's unwavering determination, Master Lee says, "Alright, if you truly won't back down and are set on learning this body tampering method, then I'll share a secret with you. This technique, iron body tempering, is a unique skill of the Yellow Martial School. It cannot be taught to outsiders unless certain conditions are met." Master Lee agrees to teach him on one condition: Shimo must do something for him. Intrigued, Shimo asks if it's about more money, joking that if he keeps paying, he'll go broke. Master Lee smiles and tells him that it's not about money this time. Instead, he lays down a different request. 3 months from now, a martial arts tournament will be held, featuring clubs from all over. Master Lee wants Shimo to fight on behalf of his martial arts club. If Shimo accepts this request, only then will Master Lee teach him the iron body tempering technique. The W family's ritual. The scene shifts to the W family residence, where a young girl named Miss Zuo is part of a ritual. She is seated as a small cut is made on her finger, and her blood is collected into a ball. As the blood mixes with the water, smoke rises, but then, everything returns to normal. This result infuriates the uncles present, and even the magician conducting the ritual is shocked. They were hoping her blood would trigger a special reaction, revealing her connection to a powerful bloodline. But nothing happens. Miss Zuo had earlier spoken of a zombie that attacked her and her father, which led to her father's death. She confirms this when asked again by the W family. Uncle W Feng then questions her further. "Before your father died, did he give you anything special, something your family considered a great treasure?" Miss Zuo becomes nervous. The truth is, her father did give her a small wooden box, but it is now in Shimo's possession. She lies, saying she received nothing. WR, observing from a distance, reads her expressions and realizes she is hiding something. Still, Miss Zuo insists, "No, he didn't give me anything. I don't remember anything." The second uncle yells, refusing to believe her. Master W Feng steps in, telling them to let her rest as she must be exhausted, and she is escorted back to her room. Once she is gone, WR speaks up. Since her blood showed no reaction, he declares that he cannot marry her and suggests cancelling the engagement. Master Feng, the second brother, turns to his older brother and voices his disappointment. When they arranged this marriage alliance with the Zuo family, they hoped the girl would bear a warrior and strengthen their bloodline. But now, that seems unlikely. The eldest brother, however, holds on to hope. He believes that since the girl is still young, her bloodline might awaken in the future, and she could yet give birth to a warrior. He insists they let her stay for now, believing the potential still exists. This decision angers the young master, who openly refuses the idea of marrying her. "If you want her to stay, fine. But don't expect me to marry this ugly girl," he snaps. He makes it clear that he wants no part in this matter. As tension fills the room, the third brother intervenes. He calmly suggests a solution. "If your son doesn't want her, then let her marry my son." I think she's quite beautiful. If she gives birth to a warrior, better it be with my son than no one at all. His proposal shocks everyone present. After hearing this, the second brother says, your son is crippled and extremely naive. He still behaves like a child despite his age. We don't think this girl would ever agree to marry him. Even though she looks dirty and unattractive, she's still not going to accept a marriage with your son. Then, the third brother replies, do you think the girl has any say in this matter? The moment she stepped into the Wu family, her fate was sealed. We will decide her future. She will marry whoever we choose and reject whoever we tell her to. Just hand the girl over to me. Perhaps she can give our family a warrior in the future, but that warrior will be born from my son. Upon hearing this, Hua Baiyue, who had remained silent until now, starts clapping and says, I believe she's a perfect match for my cousin. Even if he's naive, he can still have a lot of fun with her. And if she ends up giving birth to a warrior, it's still our family who benefits. Saying this, he leaves. Before leaving, he adds, oh yes, I remembered something else. I think the secret box you're all talking about is with the boy who brought the girl here. Do you know who he is? He's none other than young Master Shimo, the future heir of the Jin family. He continues, before his death, Shi Ting had revealed that he had a son living in a remote fishing village, and that boy was destined to return. This is that very son. The others, shocked, respond, but how can we go against the Jin family? If that box is truly with him, we can't just take it by force. The first brother says, you're absolutely right. The Jin family is one of the 4 major families. Picking a fight with them would be foolish. I suggest we pay someone to do the job for us. We can't get involved directly. The second brother agrees, all right, brother. We'll do as you say. Meanwhile, the third brother is pleased, knowing he has found a bride for his son. The scene shifts to Shimo, who has returned to his home. He opens the secret box and finds inside a manual, ancient scriptures, and a formula for crafting a special pill. These items have been passed down through generations in his family. Among the documents is the recipe for a dangerous substance called the Black Stone Poison Sword Pill. This pill is colorless and odorless, and when administered, especially while someone is sleeping, it causes immense pain while keeping the person unconscious. A few days after ingestion, the person dies. As Shimo reads all of this, he is disturbed and wonders, what kind of family is this Wu family? Why would they preserve such dangerous knowledge in written form? Why did my father give all of this to me instead of his own daughter? These texts describe methods for making weapons and poison pills. The handwriting is ancient, it's clearly been passed down through generations. He also finds a sword inside the box. The scene transitions again, now showing Masterly. Shimo arrives with a bag of money and says, Masterly, I've brought the money. Please teach me the iron body technique. Masterly takes the money, checks each note carefully, and then says, very good. Now that you've paid in full, and begins to remove his clothes. Shimo, alarmed, backs away and says, Master. What are you doing? I came to learn, not this. Masterly laughs and replies, you fool. I'm teaching you the iron body technique. Your shirt will get soaked with blood. That's why I told you to take it off. As the scene unfolds, the man arrives, bringing with him 2 strong, muscular men carrying sticks. He turns to Shimo and says, boys, your training begins here. Shimo watches, confused, as the 2 men prepare to strike. Suddenly, the atmosphere changes. Shimo tries to maintain his composure and says, Mother, it seems like I'm coming to see you. Then, without warning, the 2 men begin to attack him mercilessly with their sticks. The sound of bam, bam, bam echoes through the room, and Shimo's screams fill the air. A while later, we see Shimo's body covered in bruises. This brutal training is part of the iron body technique, which is taught by attacking the body repeatedly until it becomes resilient. Masterly, observing the condition, warns him, this technique is extremely dangerous. I told you before, every day you will be beaten like this until your body and muscles adapt and become as tough as iron. Once your body no longer feels pain, your training will be complete. Despite the pain, Shimo boasts, it doesn't hurt at all. I'm really tough. Immediately after, he collapses unconscious. Seeing this, Masterly rushes over, picks him up, and places him in a medicinal bathtub. When Shimo regains consciousness, he finds Masterly standing in front of him. Frightened and disoriented, he punches Masterly in the face. Masterly retaliates with a punch to his head and shouts, you foolish boy. How dare you hit your master? I was genuinely worried when you passed out. I carried you here myself and filled this tub with expensive medicinal ingredients. Just sit and let your body absorb the energy. Masterly continues, this tub alone costs a fortune. The ingredients inside are rare and costly. After every training session, you'll need to bathe in this to heal. From what I see, your body has excellent healing properties. You recover quickly. So how about we begin another session soon? Shimo, still exhausted, pleads, no, master, not right now. Please let me rest for a while. Masterly agrees. Alright, for now, just relax here. After you're done, you may do whatever you wish. But eventually, find a place to stay nearby. Don't even think about staying in my club. With that, Masterly exits. Left alone, Shimo rests in the tub, letting the medicinal ingredients soak into his body. He notices their effect and says to himself, these ingredients are amazing. I can feel my internal energy rising. If I continue like this, I'll soon advance in my cultivation and reach the 10th level of body tempering. Excited at the prospect, he continues, if I achieve that, getting admission to Kaijuan school will be much easier. I'm finally getting closer to my goal. He relaxes and reflects, I never expected this. My mother wouldn't have imagined it either. If she were alive today, she would have been proud to see how close I've come to becoming a warrior, and soon, a great martial artist. Despite this progress, Shimo becomes thoughtful. Masterly is taking a lot of money from me. I'm even paying for the water I bathe in. If this keeps up, I'll go bankrupt before I even join the Kaijuan Master School. My father left me some property, but at this rate, I'll have to sell all of it. I need to start earning money myself. As he's lost in thought, the wall beside him suddenly breaks, and two boys burst through, attacking him with sticks. One strikes the bath tap, breaking it, while Shimo quickly wraps a towel around himself and dodges the second attack. Reacting swiftly, he avoids both attackers and observes their movements. Noticing flaws in their techniques, he counters with precise punches, knocking both of them to the ground in a single move. Standing over them, Shimo demands, start talking. Who are you? Why did you attack me? Who sent you? The two boys remove their masks and plead, Brother Shimo, please calm down. We heard about your amazing progress as a martial artist and wanted to see it for ourselves. Reaching the 10th level of body tempering is extraordinary. They introduce themselves as Fang Lu and Gao Zhuan and explain that they are also disciples of Master Li. They trained in martial arts under him as well. Shimo, still cautious, asks, so why are you here? They respond, would you like to make some extra money? Because we have a way that you can earn quite well. Shimo, saying that they are also disciples and have come to speak with him. In response, Shimo questions their purpose, saying, even if you are my seniors, why have you come to see me? One of them, Feng Li, replies that they've heard a lot about him, especially about his immense power. That's why they came, to exchange moves with him. They wanted to see for themselves whether he was truly as powerful as the rumors said. Shimo, understanding their intent, says, so you came here to exchange moves with me? That means your real purpose is to test my strength. Then tell me clearly, why exactly do you want to test my power? The two look at each other for a moment. Then Feng Li explains further, brother, now that we've seen you are sharp and strong, would you be interested in earning some money? Gao Zhuan adds, yes, we've actually come to ask if you'd like to make some money. At this point, Shimo is indeed in need of money. Feng Li then shares more details. We, the brothers, run a group called the Black Fox Actor. It used to be a very powerful group back when our second brother was alive. There were 3 of us originally, but after his death, our group became significantly weaker. Their second brother was known as Fear Fist, a title earned because of his incredible punching power. He could injure someone severely with a single strike, which made rival groups fear them. Because of that, the Black Fox Actor group rose rapidly in power. But then, their second brother died due to an illness. After his death, everything changed. Their group began to decline, and another group, the Shui Gang, started attacking them repeatedly. Shui Gang even took over a lot of their territory, including many shops. Now, the Black Fox Actor group is left with only 3 shops on the north side. The Shui Gang has threatened to attack again in 3 days and seize those last remaining shops as well. This would cause severe damage to their group. So, they ask Shimo for help. They want him to become their new second brother, not in name, but in action. They ask him to wear a mask, go in their brother's place, and teach the Shui Gang a lesson. In return, they promise him a substantial amount of money. Shimo agrees to their request. He puts on a mask and joins them. Together, they head toward the location and take position on the rooftop of a building. We see chaos erupting below. Members of a gang are being brutally beaten by another group. It's the men from the Shui Gang who are mercilessly attacking them. Watching this, Brother Fang Li turns to his companion and says, Brother Shimo, do you see those men in blue uniforms? They belong to the Shui Gang. But to their surprise, Shimo isn't standing beside them. He had already descended into the chaos below. Shimo, swift and fearless, charges forward. He punches the first opponent using his fist technique, sending him flying back with immense force. His 2 companions follow him down, and the fight begins in full swing. Shimo's combat skills are extraordinary. Armed with a stick, he also employs his signature Gale Sword technique, which proves to be devastating. With each strike, opponents are knocked back one after another. He's seamlessly blending this technique with his powerful fist technique. Meanwhile, atop a ledge, 3 skilled fighters from the Shui Gang are observing the battlefield. One of them remarks, look, it seems like the dead has returned. That's Fierce Fist, their second brother. But it can't be. He's supposed to be dead. Maybe it's just a cheap copy wearing a mask. Curious, they leap down to confront the man themselves. These three are no ordinary fighters. They easily overpower many disciples on the ground. But just as they start to dominate, the scene intensifies with the entry of three major villains. One of them wields a massive whip-like weapon. He skillfully uses it to bind Shimo, pulling him toward him. Shimo's allies scream, "Second brother, are you alright?" But as they worry, the other two villains launch a fierce attack on Fang Li and Gao Jua. The main villain steps forward and sneers at Shimo, saying, "Fierce Fist, we heard you were dead. How are you standing before us? I never thought corpses could walk out of their graves. Usually, I don't take part in these fights myself, but since you were here, I figured I might as well come down. You barely stand a chance against me." As he starts to attack, something unexpected happens. Shimo breaks free from the ropes effortlessly and lands a powerful punch on the villain's face, sending him crashing into a wall. He then turns his piercing gaze toward the others and advances into the fight. Brother Fang Li is handling his own opponent with ease, even throwing him back. But that man is tough and comes charging again, stick in hand. Just before he can land a strike, Shimo intercepts and delivers another devastating punch, sending the enemy flying. Without losing momentum, Shimo rushes toward Gao Zhuan, who's locked in a sword battle. As swords clash, Shimo again steps in and lands a precise punch, overpowering the enemy. One by one, members of the Shui gang fall to the ground, completely defeated. Scene transition, the Wu family. The next scene takes us to the Wu family estate, where we find Zhuo tied to a chair. Her hands and feet are bound. Confused and worried, she recalls how the third uncle had approached her earlier. He had said, "Come with me, have some food. Then I'll take you to someone special." After eating, she lost consciousness. When she awoke, she was tied up, and in front of her stood a chubby, slobbering boy. She exclaimed, "What is going on? I was supposed to meet Wu Jun. No one told me he would be like this." The boy, unable to walk properly and behaving like a madman, slowly approaches her while repeatedly mumbling, "Wife, wife." It's revealed that he was told she would be his bride. Zhuai is horrified at the situation she has been dragged into. Final scene, back at the market. Back in the market, Shimo removes his mask. He turns to his clients and says, "There, your job is done." The grateful shopkeepers reply, "Brother Sure, thank you so much. You've saved the last of our shops from the Shui gang. You're truly incredible." They hand him the promised payment. Guan adds, "We really taught them a lesson today. You helped us take revenge after they attacked us before. I doubt they'll dare to move against us again anytime soon." Shimo replies calmly, "There was a deal between us. You paid me, and I got the job done. If that helped you get revenge, then that's just a bonus. There's no need to thank me." As Shimo begins to leave the place, Feng Li calls out to him and says, "Listen to me. That day you were sitting there bathing in the medicinal bath, and inside that tub were many expensive medicinal ingredients. If you need some extra money, you could work more for us. My advice to you is that you should join our Black Fox sector. If you do, things will get better for you, and you'll receive a monthly payment here." Shimo replies, "No, I can't join your sector. In fact, I can't join any sector right now, because I am about to apply for admission. I want to join the Kaizuan Masters Academy." Then he adds, "But if someone comes around again to cause trouble, then maybe we can do business again. You pay me, and in return, I'll handle the work for you. But I have one condition: no one should find out about my identity. No one should know that I am helping you. No one should know that I'm Shimo, the young master of the Jin family." To this, Feng Li responds, "Of course, that's exactly why we have this mask. We won't tell anyone that you're helping us." Shimo agrees and says, "All right then. For now, I'm leaving. If anything comes up, call me." After Shimo leaves, Gazuan turns to Feng Li and asks, "Why did you invite him to join our sector?" Feng Li answers, "Didn't you see? When he wears that mask, it feels as if our second brother has come back to life. His martial arts style aligns perfectly, and after putting on that mask, even his aura matches our second brother's. That's why I was thinking, if only our second brother could return to us somehow." W. Jun, continuing from the last scene where he was approaching the heroine in a rather unsettling manner, drooling and appearing quite creepy. However, the scene quickly takes a surprising turn. W. Jun pulls out a rattle from his pocket and hands it to Zuo, saying, "Protect this." Zuo is taken aback. She thinks to herself, "When I first saw him, I thought he was just a pervert coming toward me, maybe even trying to harm me. But all he really wants is to play." She begins playing with the rattle in front of him while sitting on a chair. But poor W. Jun is so short that he can't even reach the rattle properly. Zuo sighs in relief, thinking, "Looks like I narrowly avoided something terrible." As she reflects, she remembers that it seemed earlier like they were trying to marry her off to W. Hua. But suddenly, the elders decided to marry her to W. Jun instead. On top of that, the third uncle had drugged her and now she's tied to a chair. She realizes she's lucky that W. Jun turned out to be foolish and harmless. Not only did he untie her, but he also just wanted to play, without causing her any harm. Zuo then begins to suspect the real motive behind all of this. What does the W family want from us? It must be something valuable from my father. Perhaps it's that mysterious box he gave to young Master Shimo. Why would he give it to him if it was so special? Why not me? Suddenly, she has a realization. If they are after the box, then they'll likely go after Brother Shimo next to get it. They must know who picked me up and where that box could be. With that thought, she quickly stands up and decides, I can't stay here any longer. I have to go to the Jin family and warn Shimo. They'll come after him for the box. As she tries to leave, Jun clings to her sleeve and asks, Wife, where are you going? Zuo gently tells him, I have to go. Please let me go. I can't stay here. Jun is shocked and starts crying loudly like a child. My wife is going to run away. My wife is going to run away. He wails. She tries to calm him down, places her hand softly on his head, and says, Please forgive me, but I don't think we are meant to be together. I shouldn't even be here. I need to leave to save someone's life. Can you help me? Hearing this, Jun gets emotional. He rushes back to his box of toys, pulls something out, and returns with a keyring. He holds it out to her. Zuo is confused. What am I supposed to do with this? Jun points to the side. There's a window with a lock on it. He gestures that these keys will unlock it. Zuo takes the keys, hurries to the window, unlocks it, and escapes. As she runs away, some of the W family's guards on night duty spot her and start chasing her. The scene then shifts to the Jin family household. Here, a young master from the Wang family, named Wang Dia, arrives with a spear and launches a surprise attack. The disciples of the Jin family try to fight him off, but none can stand against him. Even without fully drawing his spear, Wang Dia easily defeats them all. He wasn't there for revenge, but to test their strength. After beating them, he mocks them, saying, You're all too weak. Maybe the Jin family should be removed from the 4 great families. Just then, Shijuohan, the younger sister of Shimo, arrives. She tells everyone to step back. She will take on Wang Dia herself. Juohan steps forward with her sword, ready to launch an attack. At the same time, young Master Wengatia approaches from the other side, wielding his spear. The two clash weapons with intensity. Juohan's martial arts are impressive, showcasing her skill and control. As their duel progresses, they come closer and lock eyes with intense focus. Juohan strikes, and Wengatia steps back, blocking her attack with his spear. He quickly unsheathes it, jumps into the air to avoid the attack, and maneuvers behind her. He charges forward, spear aimed straight at her face, but stops just before it touches her eyes. He then leaps back, grabs his spear again, and mocks her. He says, I believed the Jin family was one of the 4 great families, but your level is pathetically low. I realized after coming here that you are not even strong enough to fight our servants. You are far weaker than our Wang family. He turns to leave, adding, It won't be long before the Jin family, and this entire household, falls into the hands of the Wang family. Juohan silently listens, standing still. As he walks away, he stops again and asks her name. She responds, My name is Shijuohan. He nods. I'll remember that name. I'm Wengatia Hao, young master of the Wang family. Remember my name as well. With that, he bids her goodbye and leaves. Juohan, still standing there, blushes slightly. It seems like something is beginning to develop between them. A glimpse into Jin Gang Martial School. The scene shifts to Jin Gang Martial School. A club member, who is also from the Jin family, arrives and reflects. He recalls how his uncle sent him there to find a suitable young lady from the Jin family to marry. But to his disappointment, all he found was weakness and mediocrity. He admits, however, that Juohan stood out. Her cultivation level was high, and she was quite charming. As he enters the building, he hears shouting from inside. Members of the Shui gang, including their top 3 thugs, are inside, beaten and crying. He asks them who dared to beat them up like this. They respond that Fierce Fist has returned and overpowered them badly. Not only that, but they failed to take control of the place because of him. Wengatia, surprised, says if Fierce Fist truly has returned, then it's no wonder they lost. But another boy insists that it wasn't the real Fierce Fist. This person was even stronger than the original. He believes the man was at the 10th level of body tempering. Wengatia becomes excited. He says, Interesting. I think I finally found someone worthy to fight. I challenge him to a duel tomorrow at 2 p.m. Let's see if he can stand against my blazing spear art. Meanwhile, Shimo's story unfolds. The next scene shows Shimo practicing at home. Suddenly, a boy runs in, telling him that a girl is outside. When Shimo steps out, he finds Zuo running toward him. She rushes into his arms, and he asks if she is alright. Behind her, guards from the W family stop in their tracks after realizing she has entered the Jin family's territory. They retreat to inform Master W. Shimo brings Zuo inside and asks what happened. He's shocked and upset that the W family treated her so cruelly. He hadn't expected it and regrets ever leaving her with them. Determined, he gets up, saying he'll go teach them. a lesson for their mistreatment. But Zuo grabs his hand and pleads with him not to go. She warns him about the 3 brothers of the W family, especially the third one, who is wild and extremely dangerous. She says, if you go there, they will treat you horribly. Forget about revenge for now. Tell me, do you still have the box my father gave you? Did you open it? Do you know why he entrusted it to you? She fears the W family might attack again, just to retrieve that mysterious box. Sister Juo confronts Shimo with a serious question. She asks him to reveal what exactly was inside the box her father had given him. She suspects that the box is the reason why members of the Wu family are now after her, and she warns that they might also come after Shimo to retrieve it. Shimo calmly tells her that he had already opened the box. He shows her the contents, ancient papers covered in mysterious writings. When Juo examines them, she's baffled and admits she doesn't understand what they are. Shimo remarks that he expected as much and wasn't surprised by her reaction. Curious and worried, Juo asks, why does the Wu family want this box so badly? What could be so valuable in it? She then sincerely apologizes to Shimo, acknowledging that he got dragged into this mess because of her and her father. Now, because he possesses the box, the Wu family will come for him too. Shimo reassures her, saying, Miss Juo, there's no need to worry. As long as you are within the Jin family's protection, you'll be safe. They won't dare attack openly while you're here. I suspect they are searching for you everywhere outside, but they won't enter this place. For now, stay here. You'll be safe in the Jin household. Juo hesitates, wondering aloud how she can possibly stay there. But Shimo insists she can, and she shouldn't stress about it. He offers to get her some food, assuming she must be hungry. The scene cuts to the Wu household, where Wu Jun is frantically shouting, my wife. My dear, where did you go? Nearby, Wu Hua coldly suggests that she likely tricked them and escaped. Just then, 2 guards enter and report to the master that they have information. The master, visibly agitated, demands to know where the girl is and why they haven't captured her yet. One guard informs him that the girl has taken refuge in the Jin family household, and they couldn't follow her inside. They ask whether to gather soldiers and attack. Before they can continue, the third master, in a fit of rage, pulls out a knife and kills the guard. The third uncle is furious, his son's wife has just escaped from under their noses. Wu Hua tries to calm him, saying that they cannot openly invade the Jin family's territory. But he adds that he has a clever idea to extract the girl without direct confrontation. He emphasizes that they won't just go after the girl, they'll also deal with Shimo. Third uncle, intrigued by the plan, urges him to act quickly, declaring he won't let the girl go so easily. Wu Hua smirks and says, Uncle, who said I was ever planning to let them go? Anyone who dares cross the Wu family will face consequences. And we are not alone, others have problems with the Jin family too, especially with Shimo. I think I can use them. He's referring to the son of the 5th uncle. In the next scene, the 5th uncle's son approaches a girl named Shurju. He offers her money, pleading with her to ask her brother not to consume a valuable pill, and to give it to him instead. Shurju, visibly disgusted, brushes the money aside and lashes out at him. Are you insane? You think you're worthy of that pill? You haven't proven anything. You want to become a proud warrior, but here you are, begging a girl to convince her brother to give up the pill? He argues, I need that pill. If I don't get admitted to Kaizuan Master School this time, my father will kill me. But Shurju coldly replies, I don't care what your father does. If you really want to prove yourself, there's a competition coming up between the 4 martial clubs. Compete, win, prove yourself. Then, maybe I'll talk to Shimo about the pill. He protests, saying he's too weak to win against any of them. Shurju walks away, leaving him with a sharp comment, that means you truly are weak, and you don't deserve the pill. As she leaves, Wu Hua is revealed to be nearby, eavesdropping. He steps forward and tells the young man, you're not going to get the pill this way, but I can help you. In return, you'll do something for me. Help me, and the pill will be yours. In the next scene, we see Shimo. He puts on a mask and disguises himself as Fist to respond to an invitation he received for a challenge scheduled at 2 p.m. He rushes to the location, which is the Lufan Club, where earlier Wengshan had brutally beaten up everyone, including Shimo's 2 brothers, Li Feng and Gao Exuan. Both of them are lying injured, along with the rest of the club members. Wengshan looks at Shimo and says, I knew you would come. So, are you really the one known as Fear Fist? His brothers, however, warn him, saying, Second brother, you shouldn't have come here. Shimo walks up to Feng Li and asks if he's okay. He adds that they shouldn't have taken the fight. Their opponent seems extremely powerful. Feng Li explains that this opponent is the top martial disciple of the area, and the reason he's known as the most powerful in Fang City is because he single-handedly defeated every fighter from all 4 major clubs in the last competition. That fighter is none other than Wengshan Hao, the young master of the Feng family. Wengshan stands tall and says, I don't know if I'm really the top martial artist around here, but this fight will surely determine who's the best among us. With that, he unveils his spear and challenges Shimo, saying, Fight me. Let's see who wins. Shimo replies coldly, you're nothing but a small insect. Do you really think you can walk into our territory and challenge us like this? At this moment, he's speaking not just for himself but on behalf of his entire club. Feng Li joins in and questions Wengshen. How could you stoop so low? Why would someone like you fight on behalf of the Shui gang? What is your connection with them that you'd come here seeking revenge for their sake? As soon as he says this, Wengshen hurls his spear toward him and snaps, enough of your nonsense. I'm here to fight the fist. Keep your mouth shut. Just as the spear flies towards Feng Li, Shimo intercepts it and punches the weapon midair, sending it flying back towards Wengshen, who catches it smoothly. Impressed, he says, your fist is indeed powerful. I've heard stories about it. But for now, forget about this garbage. I want to fight you, one-on-one. Will you face me, or are you going to stand there and watch others get beaten? Saying this, Wengshen launches an attack. He approaches Shimo, intrigued by his strength, and wants to find out which of them is stronger. As he gets close, he uses a special technique with his spear, infusing it with tremendous energy and attacking. Shimo quickly draws his sword and starts blocking the incoming energy attacks. A fierce battle begins. Wengshen suddenly leaps high into the air and launches a strike from above. Shimo steps back to avoid it. As he retreats, Wengshen tries to strike at Shimo's feet from below, but Shimo leaps up in time. The intense fight continues for a long time. Both fighters are constantly pushing each other back, sometimes Shimo retreats, sometimes Wengshen. At one point, Shimo plunges his sword into the ground and flings some stones toward Wengshen. The stones fly at high speed, and while Wengshen blocks them with his spear, Shimo's sword comes flying through the gap. Wengshen manages to block the sword's tip with the tip of his spear, but at that exact moment, Shimo uses his fear fist technique and punches the back of the sword's handle with tremendous force. The power of the punch is so strong that both Shimo's sword and Wengshen's spear shatter on impact. The force throws Wengshen far back, and he crashes to the ground. However, he quickly steadies himself. As Wengshen looks up, Shimo approaches him, ready to deliver a final punch. But before the attack lands, Wengshen raises his hand and says, "Stop. We need to end this fight here. I am willing to make up for all the damage I caused. I will pay for everything." Hearing this, Shimo is left completely stunned. Shimo was surprised and said, "What are you even talking about? You came here, challenged us to a fight, and now you, re-stopping it whenever you feel like it? That's not how it works. We don't accept this nonsense." To this, Fangshan replied, "I've realized something. You are stronger than me. With this body of mine, I can't fight you. My spear is also broken now. Knowing that I can't win against you, I'd be a fool to continue fighting. But I believe, if I train more and improve my spear technique, I will defeat you easily someday." He went on, talking about training, his defeat, and how he wasn't as strong as he thought. He said, "One day, I'll return and challenge you again. Next time, I'll be the one who wins." Then he pulled out a bag and handed it over, saying, "This bag contains gold beans. Use them to buy medicine or repair whatever was damaged during the fight." With that, he turned around and left, saying, "For now, our challenge ends here, but I'll be back. I'll remember your name, and next time, I'll defeat you." And just like that, Fangshan ran off. After he left, everyone slowly got back on their feet and helped each other recover. Shimo helped brother Feng Li up and placed him on a chair. Feng Li, catching his breath, looked at him and said, "Shimo, thank you so much. You came just in time and saved all our lives. If you hadn't arrived, we would have been beaten badly by Fangshan. But you defeated him." Shimo responded, "I never thought someone so powerful would be involved in this territory war. If he comes back again, I might not be able to protect you next time." Feng Li then explained, "Fangshan is a very important member of the Lian gang. He is also a high-potential fighter representing the Jin Gang Martial Club. Last time, during the tournament between the 4 martial clubs, Jin Gang took first place, mostly because Fangshan defeated all his opponents with his spear without much trouble." He continued, "You've already witnessed his strength. You are also participating in this year's 4-club martial arts competition. Fangshan will be there too. It's quite likely you'll end up fighting him again. That's why I'm warning you, be cautious." Shimo, deep in thought, realized something. "I need to master my iron body tempering technique as soon as possible," he thought. "Because when I fight him next, he'll be even stronger. And if I don't improve quickly, I won't be able to win." Feng Li encouraged him again, "Brother Shimo, you don't need to worry. You've already defeated the strongest disciple in our Fang City. That makes you the top martial artist here. You are the strongest now. Why don't you join our sector? You still have that offer. Join the Black Fox sector. Together, we'll defeat all our enemies and reclaim all our lost territories." But Shimo shook his head. "No, I'm sorry," he replied. "I told you before, I'm only here for business. You pay me, and I get the job done. But I have no intention of joining any small-time sector. My goal is to become the strongest martial artist, and my path is long. I can't just settle down. Feng Li insisted, brother, think about it again. If you join our martial gang, your journey ahead will become much easier. You know you have the potential to become one of the best martial artists. And if you join us, there'll be around 100 men working under you. You'll be their leader. But Shimo refused again. No, he said firmly. I'm sorry. I won't join a small sector. I want to join an academy and truly become a martial artist. He then handed over the money bag to Shimo and said, this is the same bag Fangshan left behind. Use it for all your expenses. As the scene transitions, Shimo walks away, telling them that he needs to go for training. The next shot takes us into the training room, where we see Shimo surrounded by 3 strong men, each attacking him with wooden sticks. Shimo is trying to master the iron body tempering technique, a rigorous and painful process. But then something unexpected happens. As they continue to strike him, their sticks begin to break, while Shimo remains largely unaffected. Master Li, witnessing this, is stunned. He remarks, our sticks broke, but his body hardly took any damage. That means this boy has successfully mastered the iron body technique. Everyone around is equally shocked, especially Master Li. He rushes forward, grabs Shimo, and exclaims, boy, I never imagined you'd master this technique so quickly. We put you through so much. We beat you brutally, and yet you endured. And now, finally, you've achieved this level of strength. Not only that, you've even reached the 11th level of body tempering. Exhausted, Shimo collapses onto the ground. As he lies there, he reflects on everything he has endured and realizes that he has truly grown stronger. He then stands up, respectfully bows to Master Li, and says, teacher, thank you. Thank you for teaching me and helping me become stronger. Master Li responds, I know how capable you are, but if you really want to thank me, don't just say it. Show me. Win the 4 martial arts competition for our club. If you can lead our Lu Fan club to victory, I'll consider that the true expression of your gratitude. That will prove to me that I trained the right disciple. To this, Shimo replies, if that's the case, then I have a request too. I'll do this for you, but in return, you must teach me the blade throwing art. Master Li chuckles and agrees, alright, I'll teach you. But keep this in mind, even though you've reached the 11th level of cultivation, don't assume that your opponents in the competition will be any weaker than you. Many of them may also be at the 10th or 11th level, but they have more experience. They've been training longer than you, so never let your guard down. Hearing this, Shimo remembers Wang Shenhao and says, Master, I understand exactly what you mean. Those fighters may be more experienced than me, but I'll be ready. The scene shifts again, this time to the Jin Gang Club, where Wang Shenhao's uncle arrives to check on his progress. He's surprised to find that Wang Shenhao has already mastered the sky stance, blazing spear art. You've mastered the sky stance, blazing spear art already? His uncle asks. Wang Shenhao confidently replies, yes, uncle. What is there that I can't master? I've achieved it. Impressed, his uncle recalls, last time, you crushed all 3 schools. None of them could stand against you. But this time, I think they'll come fully prepared to take revenge. You need to be ready. Wang Shenhao nods, I understand, uncle. I'm preparing just as seriously. Whoever they send this time, I'll defeat them with ease. But do you know exactly who we'll be facing? His uncle says, I don't know about the others, but I do know something about the FEI Hong Club. They didn't have a capable martial artist of their own, so they went and brought someone from a remote village. A cultivator who has mastered the earth-type body technique, specifically, the solid earth technique. His body is said to be as strong as the earth itself. Hearing this, Wang Shenhao looks thoughtful and says, if he has truly mastered solid earth, then my spear will be useless against him. His uncle confirms, exactly, that's the dangerous part. Your blazing spear art may not be able to harm him. He'll be entirely defensive against you. Wang Shenhao smirks, so that's how it is. But no matter how many powerful fighters they bring, no matter what kind of special bodies they possess, I only care about one person, the one I truly want to fight. His uncle asks, are you talking about that fair fist boy? The one who broke your spear in the last fight? Wang Shenhao nods, yes, uncle, he's the one. He's incredibly interesting. He's the reason I was able to master Sky Stance. That fight awakened something in me, and now I want to test myself. I want to see if I can defeat him. The scene then transitions once more, this time to W. Hua, who approaches Shimo's cousin. W. Hua hands him a vial of poison and says, I need you to do something for me. Somehow, get this poison into Shimo's body. Once he's gone, he won't be able to take that special pill, and you'll get it instead. Just complete this task, and the pill is yours. W. Hua leaves, and Shimo's cousin stares at the poison in his hand. Determined and filled with desire, he decides, he will poison Shimo, no matter what. The story now moves to the scene where the grand martial arts competition among the 4 major clubs is about to begin. It opens with an introduction to all 4 clubs, starting with the Tianlu club. We are shown the young master of the Tianlu club, who is deeply immersed in intense training. In a display of his strength, he attacks a large bell, shattering it completely. With a fierce determination, he says, Wang Tian, this time I've trained harder than ever. I am fully prepared to defeat you. Immediately, the scene shifts to the Hongfi club, where we see their own preparations. The club has invited a young master from outside, a warrior known for possessing the solid earth body. To test him, 2 fighters from the club approach and attempt to attack him. However, as soon as they get close, they are both flung backwards with ease. The young master remains completely unfazed, as if he barely exerted any effort. His calm demeanor and overwhelming power suggest that he may be the dark horse of this competition, someone unexpected who might rise to the top. Now, all the clubs are shown making their final preparations. The time has finally arrived for the competition to begin. We are shown Brother Shimo, who too is ready and focused for the challenge ahead. Then, the scene shifts again, this time to the Tianlu club's headquarters, which is the official venue for the competition. All the participants begin arriving. As soon as Shimo and his team arrive, they are struck with awe upon seeing the massive scale and grandeur of the Tianlu club. His 2 senior brothers, Li Yunfeng and Sun Jin, are with him, equally surprised by the club's impressive size. But before they can get too carried away, Master Li smacks them on the head and says, Fools! What are you admiring? Are you really impressed that the Tianlu club is bigger than our Lifeng club? He acknowledges that yes, the venue was chosen partly because of its size, and that's why all 3 clubs are competing here. Shimo's senior brothers, Li Yunfeng and Sun Jin, have joined him to participate in the tournament. Each club is allowed to send only 3 participants, and the trio from Lifeng club are determined and full of confidence. Li Yunfeng says, I will bring you victory this time. Sun Jin adds, I'll do everything I can to ensure we win. With the prize money, we can finally build a club that's just as grand as this. Shimo responds, we are here for one reason, to become champions. Let's show everyone the strength of the Lifeng Martial Club. With bold attitude and determination, the 3 of them walk forward into the grand arena. The arena is spectacular, massive, majestic, and unlike anything they've seen before. They are even more amazed once they enter. From a distance, the owner of the Tianlu club approaches, smiling. He walks toward Master Li and remarks, So, Master Li, you've finally arrived with your little chicks. Master Li steps forward to greet him and replies, It's been a year. He then looks at the owner's belly and comments, Seems like your martial arts have progressed quite a bit. The owner, catching the sarcasm, says, Are you mocking me? Do you think my belly's grown, but not my martial arts? Master Li quickly answers, No, not at all. You said it yourself, your belly's grown. I said nothing. They shake hands, smiling on the surface, but deep down, both harbor fierce rivalry and envy. They clearly want to defeat each other. Then Master Li asks, Where are the others? Haven't the other 2 clubs arrived yet? I was hoping to meet old Kustia and old Wang. The Tianlu owner replies, No, none of them have come yet. In fact, I doubt you'll get to meet them at all. Look over there. He gestures to a corner where Wang Tianhao stands alone, accompanied only by his uncle. No other participants from their sect are with him. This clearly implies that Wang Tianhao is the only representative his family has sent. The others didn't even bother to show up. The Tianlu owner adds, Such arrogance. Just because he defeated us last time, he's now considered the top disciple of the entire Feng city. But isn't it excessive to send only 1 disciple? Does that old goat Wang really believe his son can defeat us all again? Master Tian, observing the current situation, tells the others, I don't know the full details, but I believe that over the past year, Wang Shenhao must have become far more powerful. He's improved immensely, which is why they have such strong faith in him now. They believe he alone can lead them to victory in this competition. He reflects quietly, it seems this boy must have awakened his blood power here. That would explain why they trust him so much. In the next scene, members of the Fayong Club arrive at the competition grounds. As they do, Master Tian points out, Look, even the Fayong Club members have arrived. I heard they've brought someone from outside this time, a young master who can wield the power of solid earth. But despite the grand introduction, their sector master looks visibly worried and confused. Master Li notices it too and remarks, If they truly brought outside help, why does their master look so downcast? His face shows no confidence. It's as if he already believes they're going to lose. If that's the case, then why bring someone from outside at all? Master Tian agrees, Yes, I've been thinking the same. Last time, their club came in last among the 4. I assumed they would come better prepared this year, but even then, the master doesn't seem confident that this outsider can bring them victory. Sunjin adds his own observation, Master, to me, it looks like that master is actually afraid of someone. And surprisingly, that's true. He's afraid of one specific disciple standing beside him, a mysterious one from the Green faction. The reason behind this fear will soon be revealed in the coming episodes. Master Tian continues with confidence, no matter what happens, we are surely going to take first place this time. We have a strong team, and most importantly, my nephew, the young master, is going to compete on our behalf. He will be our trump card and will defeat Wang Shenhao. He turns to Master Li and says, your Lufeng club will need to work extra hard. Last time, you couldn't even secure the second position, you came in third. This time, I fear you may drop to fourth, especially since the Hongfei club is looking much stronger. Master Li, however, recalls the last competition with a hint of disdain. Have you forgotten how you came in second last time? Your precious nephew was beaten so badly that he was begging for mercy on the ground. And now here you are, shamelessly boasting in front of me again. Suddenly, an announcement is made, asking all participants to gather near the arena because the competition is about to begin. Feng Li remarks, I don't think this fight will be easy at all. We are going to face serious challenges. Master Li gathers his students and says firmly, you all need to calm down and trust yourselves. And if you can't trust yourself, at least trust your master. I am here, and I will lead you to victory. The disciples, now confident, respond in unison, yes, master. We are ready. Meanwhile, Shimo reflects silently, Mom, if you were alive, you would have seen how far I've come. Today, I'm about to fight in my first ever martial arts competition. This is what you always wanted, to see me grow into a great martial artist. Then, the announcer steps onto the stage and says, ladies and gentlemen, we are now about to begin our competition. The rules will be the same as last year. Victory will be determined in the same format. A club will be chosen at random, and that club will have the chance to challenge any one of the other three clubs. At any given time, only one disciple may fight from each side. The loser will be eliminated from the competition, while the winner will have the chance to challenge again. At the end, the club with the most remaining disciples in the arena will be declared the winner. The club with none remaining will finish in fourth place. Shimo thinks to himself, that's exactly why Wang Shenhao was able to dominate everyone last time. Because one candidate can fight all the others alone, as long as he keeps winning. Master Li responds, you are right. Wang Shenhao was already strong before. I can only imagine how much stronger he's become after a year. Then he looks at Shimo and asks, tell me one thing. You are talking as if you've already seen him fight. Have you fought him before? Shimo replies quickly, no, master. It's nothing like that. You are misunderstanding. The announcer girl speaks again, I have drawn the first name. The first club to get the chance to challenge is Lufeng Club. Cheers and murmurs spread among the crowd as Lufeng Club is now given the first move. Feng Li turns to his master eagerly, Master, please bless me. I want to go up and challenge first. His master smiles and says, why not, my child? Go and show them all how much you've grown over this past year. At the Master Club, a fighter named Li Feng from the Lu Fang school steps into the arena and declares that he wants to issue the first challenge. Without wasting a moment, he throws down the gauntlet to the Tianlu Club. In response, a boy from the Tianlu Club swiftly leaps into the arena. Accepting the challenge, he announces, I'll take you on in this fight. And with that, the battle between the two warriors begins. Li Feng, known for his powerful technique called the Mountain Breaking Fist, launches the first attack with a mighty punch. On the other side, the Tianlu fighter draws two blades, preparing to use a refined blade technique. He smirks and says, Li Feng, it seems you didn't learn your lesson last time. I defeated you badly then, and now you're back to challenge me again. Your Mountain Breaking Fist won't stand a chance against me. Li Feng responds confidently, forget the past. This time, I will defeat you. You'll fall by my hands, and perhaps suffer a humiliating loss. The Tianlu fighter, named Wumi, replies, let's see who actually falls today. Both then rush toward each other, ready to strike. Li Feng charges in with an aggressive punch, but Wumi blocks it by crossing his twin blades in front of him. Surprised, Li Feng mutters, he blocked that so easily. Spectators around the arena watch with bated breath. This is the first match of the day, and whoever wins will gain immense confidence for the rest of the tournament. As the fight heats up, Li Feng once again unleashes his Mountain Breaking Fist. The force sends Wumi flying backwards, tumbling through the air toward the edge of the arena. Onlookers gasp, if he falls out, we'll win. But just before falling out, Wumi plunges his twin blades into the ground near the edge, using them as anchors. He braces himself, pushes off the handles, and flips back onto his feet. Steadying his stance, he prepares for Li Feng's next attack. Li Feng closes the gap and throws a flurry of punches, but Wumi, still balanced on his blades, dodges them skillfully. Li Feng, impressed yet still confident, announces, "Now I'll use the python bone fist. I think we've already won this fight. Wumi will be thrown out in no time." However, Master Li, observing closely, warns, "Boys, pay attention to Wumi's stance. He has the advantage here. Li Feng is too close to the edge, and using the python fist in this position is risky. If Wumi finds an opening, he'll counterattack." Indeed, Wumi was calmly waiting for such a moment. Li Feng keeps hammering punches, hoping to land a decisive blow or knock Wumi out of the arena. But he doesn't realize that Wumi has been executing his own plan. Suddenly, Li Feng throws one more punch, and in that split second, an opening appears. Seizing the chance, Wumi kicks up one of his blades from the ground. Standing on one blade, he grabs the second with his hand and slashes upward. The strike slices through Li Feng's arm and leaves a gash across his face. Blood begins to flow. Wumi doesn't stop. He drives the blade toward Li Feng's neck, but Li Feng grabs it midair. Wumi quickly kicks up the second blade buried in the ground, catches it, and plunges it into Li Feng's arm. Then, with a final, brutal move, he slashes Li Feng across the stomach and dashes past him. Li Feng collapses, severely wounded. Looking down at his fallen opponent, Wumi calmly says, "I'll see you next year, Li Feng, if you survive this." With that, he tosses both blades toward him. The twin blades pierce Li Feng's chest, sending him crashing to the ground. Master Li rushes to catch him before he hits the arena floor. The battle ends. The Tianlu Club has won the very first match. Master Li steps in immediately, using his inner power to extract the blades from Li Feng's body and begins healing him with his energy. Soon, two other members, Singjin and Shimo, run toward their injured comrade and ask, "Are you okay?" Feng Li approaches his master and says, "Master, please forgive me for not being able to win this match for you." The master responds, "You gave your best, but unfortunately, you couldn't win here. Don't worry about it, there's no problem." Meanwhile, the announcer, a woman, addresses the crowd, announcing that it's time for round 2. She reveals that the name drawn for this round is from the Jin Gang Club. With this announcement, all eyes are on Wang Tianhao. Upon hearing his name, Wang Tianhao, who is always alone, steps into the arena and stands there, knowing that if he challenges anyone from the martial arts clubs here, they are sure to lose to him. The audience murmurs in curiosity. Some speculate that he is the #1 martial artist, while others suggest that everyone else should surrender because no one can defeat him. Among the crowd, Shimo stands thinking, "Let's see who he chooses to challenge. I know he's extremely strong, and his power has only increased since meeting me. Now, who will he challenge next?" Wang Tianhao, standing in the arena, addresses everyone. "This is so boring. I don't think I should waste my time fighting weaklings like you. It's better I take a nap instead of fighting people like you." Upon hearing this, the crowd grows furious. Wang Tianhao continues, "You all are incredibly weak. There are so many weak people in this arena, but none of you are capable of fighting me. Even if one of you tried, you would lose immediately. So, what difference does it make?" He then declares, "I want to challenge the guy with the solid earth body from the Hongfei Club. I want him to come here and fight me." Upon hearing this, Master Tianlu smiles in excitement. If the fight happens, one of them will win, and they will only need to defeat one opponent. Meanwhile, Master Li, standing off to the side, thinks, "I don't think the Hongfei Club will use their trump card just yet. This might not be the right time." Shimo, still observing, says, "Let's see what happens next." At that moment, they show the person with the solid earth body, who immediately begins walking towards the arena, climbing the stairs. However, his sector master quickly calls out to him, "Stop right there. Didn't we make an agreement? According to that, you can only fight when you reach the end of the sector. You won't be allowed to fight until all of our sector's disciples have faced off." Hearing this, the fighter stops and turns around, saying, "This is such a disappointment. I don't get to fight after all." At that moment, the master gives orders to another disciple, saying, "Go ahead, you fight him. Face Wang Tianhao's blazing spear techniques and show if he truly mastered them." The disciple hesitates and asks, "Master, do you really think I can fight him? How will I win against him?" The master shouts at him, ordering him to leave and quickly go fight the opponent. Without hesitation, he grabs his sword and heads into the arena to engage in the battle. As he steps into the arena, the announcer's voice booms, declaring the start of round 2. On one side stands the young master of the Hongfei sector, Guzog, while on the other side is the young master from the Wang family, Wang Tianhao. The tension builds as the fight begins, and the announcer wonders which of these two will come out victorious. Wang Tianhao speaks up, saying, "I never wanted to fight you. The one I'm aiming for is that other boy over there." He points at his real target, but Guzog responds, "Do you think we'll let you off so easily just because you want to avoid this fight? He's our trump card, and he will fight only at the end. If you want to face him, you must first defeat me." With a leap, Guzog jumps high into the air, ready to attack. As he rises, he swings his sword, sending out multiple energy slashes toward Wang Tianhao. But Tianhao, standing firm, twirls his spear and forms a shield of energy, blocking the slashes and causing them to dissipate. Guzog is left stunned, and Wang Tianhao calmly moves forward. He raises his spear, aiming it directly at Guzog's face. He stops just inches away and coldly says, "Leave. You are not worthy of fighting me. Stay here, and you'll be destroyed." Guzog, defeated, descends back to the ground. The announcer declares Wang Tianhao the winner of this round. A wave of silence falls over the arena as everyone realizes that Wang Tianhao's power level has grown significantly. Even Shimo, watching from the sidelines, reflects, "I think he hasn't even used 10% of his power. He's stronger than before." As Wang Tianhao lands, he locks eyes with Shimo. Shimo notices him but doesn't recognize him. Since the last time they fought, Tianhao had worn a face mask. Wang Tianhao passes by him without saying a word. Meanwhile, the next challenge is announced by the Tianlu Club. The master of the Tianlu Club tells one of his disciples to go and fight. The disciple, hesitant, asks why he is being chosen. The master insists that he should challenge the opponent from the Feng sector. The disciple, fearful, asks how he could win against them, especially with the solid earth guy on the other side, someone who would likely defeat him. But the master reassures him, saying, "He's their trump card. He will only fight at the end, so don't worry. He won't send him to fight you just yet." The disciple reluctantly agrees, and soon, the battle for second place begins. The fight between Feng and the young disciple from the Feng sector, Xiao, kicks off. Feng charges forward, landing a powerful kick, but Xiao blocks the attack with his weapon and counters with his own spear. Feng jumps back, narrowly dodging the strike, but Xiao follows up with a long-range attack. However, Feng is quick to dodge, leaping backward, avoiding the blow. Then, with a swift movement, he kicks Xiao and sends him tumbling to the ground. The Tianlu Club's master watches with satisfaction, but Xiao isn't finished. He stands up and warns, "Boy, you should surrender now. If you don't, this fight will be much harder for you. If you give up, things will be easier for everyone else." Feng laughs in response, dismissing Xiao's warning. "Do you think you can defeat me? You are much weaker, and you won't win this fight." Xiao, undeterred, responds, "I'm not joking. If I lose, the only fighter left to face is the solid earth guy. He's a monster. Whoever faces him will be destroyed." Ignoring Xiao's warnings, Feng charges forward with a fierce attack, landing a powerful kick. However, Xiao surprises him by using a hidden chain weapon, transforming his staff into a deadly nunchaku. Feng is hit hard, knocked backward, but he shouts defiantly, "I'm not bluffing. If I lose, it'll be his turn, and no one here will be able to stand up to him. Do you understand what I'm saying?" As the fight continues, the referee announces the end of the episode. The hype around the solid earth fighter continues to build. Is he truly that powerful? Will anyone be able to stand up to him? He snapped back, "Shut your mouth. Do you really think you can win this fight just by talking nonsense like that? I won't let you win so easily." With that, he charged forward and attacked Jia. Meanwhile, Jia thought to himself, he's not going to back down this easily. Jia retaliated with his staff, launching an attack of his own. But Feng, quick on his feet, kicked one part of Jia's staff and sent it flying in pieces. Then, with a swift jump to the side, he broke off another piece. As if that wasn't enough, he stomped down hard on Jia's head, smashing him into the ground. Right then, it was declared, the fighters from the Tianlu sector have won this match, while the Hongfei Club has lost. As the next scene begins, the entire arena is left in shock. Everyone is confused and panicked, asking themselves, what just happened? At the center of the arena stands the boy with the solid earth ability, his hands soaked in blood. No one had seen his attack, it had happened so fast. Lying on the ground was Sanjin, bleeding heavily from multiple wounds. He was in a critical state, while the solid earth boy stared fiercely at the rest, his face splattered with blood. And from here, the story rewinds to 15 minutes earlier, giving us a look at how it all began. We see the master of the Hongfei Club, visibly distressed, sitting nervously. He knew that his team had already lost, and now it was time for the monster to enter the fray. Unfortunately, the draw selected a candidate from the Hongfei Club again. The female referee approached him and confirmed, it's Hongfei Club's turn. At that moment, a boy stepped forward and said, "Enough. That's enough. It's my turn now." But even as he was stepping into the arena, the referee was still announcing that the fourth match had concluded with another win for the Tianlu gang. A fighter from the Hongfei Club lay unconscious in the arena. The new boy walked straight over to him, and without hesitation, kicked him out of the arena. The force was so brutal that it left the audience stunned. They whispered among themselves, "This guy. He's something else. What is he even doing here? He just kicked his own teammate out of the ring." One of the other boys from the club rushed down and managed to catch the falling fighter before he hit the ground. Meanwhile, the Hongfei master looked down at the fighters from above, scanning the field, trying to decide who to send in next. Wang Tianhao watched him expectantly, hoping he would be chosen for the next fight. But the master turned away from him and instead looked toward the Tian gang fighters. His eyes eventually landed on Shimo. The moment he saw Shimo, his bloodlust ignited. He pointed straight at him and said, "I want to fight him." As soon as he did, Sanjin spoke up. "Master, please let me go fight him instead. Shimo is our trump card. We are saving him for the end. We need him to fight Wang Tian and win the decisive battle for us. That's why I should be the one to take on this monster now." Master Li takes a moment to think, then nods and says, "Alright, fine. You can go and fight, but don't put yourself under too much stress. If at any point you feel you can't defeat him, surrender immediately and come out. No one will blame you." To this, Sanjin replies with determination, "Master, it's okay. I will go there and either return with victory or, at the very least, everyone will understand the true power of that boy." With that, Sanjin heads towards the arena. As he enters the arena, the referee steps forward and announces, "You may now begin your fight." The battle begins. Sanjin grips his sword tightly and charges forward at great speed. As he closes the distance, he unleashes a powerful sword technique aimed directly at the monster-like boy standing before him. But something unexpected happens. The monster doesn't dodge. He doesn't even flinch. Sanjin's blade strikes his body directly, yet there isn't even a scratch. Sanjin, shocked, mutters, "What just happened?" There's not even a tiny cut on his body. He soon realizes the truth. It's his power. His body is made of solid earth. Quickly adjusting his stance, Sanjin retreats and prepares for a stronger move. "If your solid earth body is so strong, let's see how it handles my next attack," he declares. He leaps into the air and rains down a series of rapid strikes, landing back with a forceful jump. When he glances behind him, the ground is shattered from the impact, but the monster's body remains unscathed. He's completely unharmed, except for a few torn pieces of clothing. Sanjin's shock deepens. Just then, the monster moves with sudden speed, closes the distance, and grabs Sanjin by the hair. With brutal force, he drives his knee into Sanjin's face. Sanjin's teeth break. Blood pours from his mouth. Without giving him a moment, the monster kicks him, sending him flying backward. Sanjin manages to stop himself from crashing by stabbing his sword into the ground. He regains his footing, picks up his weapon again, and launches a furious barrage of strikes in anger. Each slash slams into the monster's body, but in a horrifying twist, the energy of those strikes reflects back, wounding Sanjin himself. Deep cuts appear on his own body. No one can understand what's happening. What kind of technique is this? They wonder aloud. It seems as if every attack Sanjin launches is redirected, not towards his opponent, but back at him. While the crowd is left stunned, the monster smirks and advances again. He strikes Sanjin with his knee, knocking him down once more. Sanjin hasn't even had a chance to rise when the monster unleashes a brutal storm of punches, each one landing with devastating force. Finally, he grabs Sanjin's head and slams it into the ground, placing his foot on it and pressing down with increasing pressure. The crowd gasps in horror. "How can anyone be so cruel?" someone cries. "This is just a competition. What's the point of overpowering your opponent to this extent?" Even Master Li is thinking, "Sanjin, please surrender now before it's too late." Shimo, watching closely, is confused and worried. How did all of Sanjin's strikes end up injuring him? That monster must have used some kind of technique. Meanwhile, the monster isn't done. He lifts Sanjin by the hair again and hurls him backward, as if saying, "This fight is done. Bring me the next challenger." The referee, visibly shaken, steps forward. It appears this fight is over. The winner is Hongfei. But just as she finishes speaking, Sanjin stirs. He slowly gets up, bloodied and bruised, but unyielding. "I can't give up yet," he says. The audience is stunned. Has he gone mad? He clearly can't win. Why is he standing up again? Even Shimo pleads, "Senior brother, please stay down. Or surrender. You can't win this." But Sanjin stands firm, driven by pure resolve. "I'm not giving up," he says. "My brothers fought with everything they had. I will do the same. We must win this for our club. How can I give up so easily?" He looks directly at the monster and adds, "Your body may be solid earth, nearly indestructible. But I want to see whether my Gale Blade Dart's final move can at least leave a scratch." With that, he picks up his sword one last time, ready to unleash his final move. And the monster, now truly enraged, prepares for what comes next. At that moment, he took a strong stance with his sword, ready to strike. In the audience, Shimo noticed what was about to happen and shouted in alarm, "Don't do it. Don't do it." He turned to Master Li and cried out, "Master Li. If he uses his full form now, it will be disastrous. The boy standing in front of him has a solid earth body. Any attack that strikes him will rebound with twice the force." Worried, Shimo raced up the stairs, sprinting towards Sanjin to stop him before it was too late. But before Shimo could reach, Sanjin had already released his attack. The power of the attack was immense. As it clashed with the monstrous opponent, it rebounded and struck Sunjin with devastating force. Sunjin's body was torn and mangled, deep gashes covering him. He was thrown back, falling helplessly toward the ground. In a flash, Shimo leapt into the arena and caught him midair. The crowd gasped in shock, whispering among themselves, where did the people of the Fihong Club find such a monster? How did they bring something so powerful here? They stared in disbelief at the boy with the reinforcement body technique. It was far beyond what anyone had expected. The solid earth body technique, they murmured, no ordinary person can overcome it. Shimo carefully brought Sunjin down from the stage. As they tended to him, the onlookers continued whispering about the terrifying monster. One man stepped forward and said, I know him. He's that cursed woman's son. Everyone knows about him, he's her illegitimate child. He's not from this city, he came from some faraway place. He only recently appeared in Fengsang City. He has many enemies, the man continued. Whenever he sees another martial artist, he brutally attacks them. He doesn't spar to improve, he fights to destroy. He has injured every single martial artist beneath him. Now, no one dares to fight him. No one knows who his father was or where exactly he came from, but one thing's clear, the Fihong Club brought him here solely to fight. Just then, Master Tian was seen rushing toward Master Hong of the Fihong Club. He grabbed him furiously and yelled, You old fool! Have you gone mad with the desire to win? How could you throw such a monster into the arena? Can't you see what he's doing to our disciples? Master Hong, surprisingly calm, responded, Alright, I'll tell you, I found this boy by chance. I was traveling and came upon a fight. He was battling multiple martial artists at once, and I could immediately see his potential. His fighting skills were remarkable. So, I approached him and invited him to participate in the competition between the 4 major martial arts clubs. He seemed eager and followed me. At first, Master Hong continued, I thought he was just passionate about fighting. But once he arrived, he started injuring even his own training partners. He doesn't do friendly spars, he fights to harm. I couldn't stop him. His solid earth power makes him nearly invincible. Any attack launched at him rebounds with force, hurting the attacker instead. I didn't have the strength to stop him. When he learned about the upcoming competition, we didn't want him to participate. But he insisted, and we couldn't hold him back. Master Tian, now seething with rage, shouted, You fool! You couldn't even control him, and now you've unleashed this crazy monster into our tournament. Look what he's done to our disciples. Meanwhile, Shimo carried Sunjin away and turned to Master Li. Master Li, he said, his energy is weakening. You have to heal him. Master Li urged, No, you heal him with your energy. But Shimo, ignoring the instruction, replied, No, you do it. I need to go fight that crazy monster right now. He turned toward the arena, his eyes burning with rage. I'll destroy him. I'll attack him until his body is torn to pieces. Without hesitation, Shimo jumped back into the arena. The announcer declared, We are about to begin the second round of the tournament. Fighters, prepare for battle. Shimo stepped forward and said loudly, A true martial artist fights to prove themselves, to become better, to test their spirit. But you fight only to harm others. That's not martial arts. You are not worthy of being called a martial artist. You don't deserve to be on this stage. He moved in to strike, aiming a powerful punch. But the monster lifted his leg and launched a kick at Shimo. Shimo, agile and quick, dodged it and countered with a fierce punch that slammed the monster into the ground. But everyone knew, the monster had solid earth power. His body absorbed the blow. He took no real damage. Shimo didn't stop. He rained down punch after punch. The ground beneath them began to crack. Spectators gasped, even the stage's support pillars might break. His stone-breaking fists are too powerful. Then suddenly, a hand shot up from the rubble. The monster's arm lunged forward, attempting to grab Shimo. But Shimo jumped back just in time. As he landed, he noticed something horrifying. His barrage of attacks had done nothing. The monster's body remained completely unaffected. The monster charged forward with great speed, aiming directly at him. As it reached close, it attacked with its head, sending Shimo flying backward. He started falling out of the arena. But just in time, he managed to regain his balance and launched himself forward again to counterattack. Both of them clashed, their fists colliding in the center. A fierce flurry of punches followed as they each landed blow after blow on the other's face. Eventually, both fighters collapsed to the arena floor. Watching intently, Master Li found himself deep in thought. Was this boy, Shimo, always this powerful? I trained him, but I've never seen this level of strength before, he wondered. On the sidelines, Vengatia Ho observed Shimo's punching technique carefully. Something about it felt familiar. Where have I seen this punch before? He asked himself, unable to recall the memory. Back in the arena, Shimo leapt backward and glanced ahead. The monster was already back on its feet, completely unharmed. It stood before him, tall and strong, ready to fight again. If that's how it is, Shimo said to himself, then I have no choice. I'll have to use my stone-breaking fist. Summoning his power, he slammed his fist down onto the ground with incredible force. The earth trembled as his energy activated. Charging forward with great speed, he unleashed a powerful punch aimed straight at the monster. The energy from his fist traveled ahead and collided with the monster's body. But instead of breaking through, it struck against a barrier of solid earth. The backlash from that impact ricocheted, hitting Shimo himself and throwing him backward again. As he looked forward from the ground, a powerful aura began to emerge from the monster. Shimo was shocked. Before him stood not just any creature, but a beast that now resembled something completely transformed, almost like a flamingo in flames, a terrifying and majestic figure. Shimo observed the aura and realized something crucial. This solid earth power, it's protecting him. This must be a technique that forms a powerful barrier around the body. If I want to break through it, I'll need to use an even more powerful and focused fist. He thought back to all the punches he had landed so far. None of them worked. I didn't even manage to hit him properly. All those strikes were useless. Determined, Shimo once again dashed forward at high speed. The monster mirrored his movements, charging in from the other side. This time, Shimo saw his chance. He landed a solid punch directly into the monster's abdomen. But the recoil was brutal. The backlash from the strike surged into Shimo's arm, tearing through the muscles and bursting the veins. Blood began to flow from his hand. The monster, unfazed, grabbed Shimo's arm. With a twist, it spun him around and delivered a massive kick from the side, hurling Shimo backward once again. Master Li watched in concern. None of Shimo's attacks are having any effect, he said. Master Tian nodded. The reinforcement protection technique that monster is using is incredibly advanced. I don't think Shimo's punches can break through that barrier. If he keeps fighting like this, relying on low-quality punches, then the only one getting damaged will be him. And indeed, if this continued, Shimo would ultimately lose. His body wouldn't hold up. His arms were already beginning to break. Shimo says, I'm attacking him over and over again, yet there's no effect on his body at all. Despite his repeated efforts, the opponent remains unaffected. But Shimo knows one thing, a secret that can break this strange technique. The secret, he says, is that he needs to increase his strength. With this realization, Shimo charges forward with great speed and delivers a punch. His opponent counters with a punch of his own. But as Shimo's fist lands, something changes. This punch is powerful, so powerful that it finally breaks through. As the punch hits the boy's stomach, he begins to bleed from the mouth. The shield that had been protecting his body shatters. Blood starts flowing. Shimo doesn't stop. He launches the boy into the air, catches him mid-air, and slams him down onto the ground with force. Once the opponent is down, Shimo starts punching him repeatedly. While attacking, he recalls how he once broke a large iron jar filled with stones. Drawing on that same power, Shimo unleashes a flurry of blows. By the end, both of Shimo's arms are bleeding. The technique he's using is so intense that the veins in his arms have burst. Through the pain, Shimo says, you must pay for what you did to Senior Sanjin. With that, Shimo uses his final attack, the ultimate form of the stone-breaking fist. As his punch connects, the entire arena begins to crumble. The pillars collapse. The arena falls from top to bottom. Chaos ensues. People start running in every direction, yelling, run. The whole arena is falling. Amidst the destruction, Shimo defeats the monster. His opponent lies unconscious on the ground, missing a few teeth and unable to move. The announcer declares, this match has been won by Shimo from the Leafing Club. The crowd erupts. Shimo turns toward his master, who watches proudly. Everyone looks at him with awe. Among the spectators, a new conversation begins. Did he really use the final form of the stone-breaking fist? They ask. Is that even possible? No one has ever used it before. And this boy, he must be only 14 or 15 years old. How could someone so young master such a technique? Meanwhile, Venkishanhao watches thoughtfully. He now realizes the truth. So this is the boy. This is the fierce fist I was destined to fight. It all makes sense now. His moves mirror that legend exactly. On the other side of the city, little Zhu is shown running in. A panic. She scolds herself, how could I be so careless? Today was the competition between the 4 martial arts clubs, and I overslept. No one even woke me up. She rushes out, saying, I have to see Venkishanhao perform. Wait, what am I saying? I should be there for my brother, Shimo. What if the competition is already over? I have to find him. I need to see how he's doing. Will he be able to teach Venkishanhao a lesson? As she runs, she crashes into a boy. They both fall, and a box drops from his hands. She snaps, are you blind? Can't you watch where you're going? It turns out, the boy is her cousin. He hides his face, quickly grabs his box, and mutters, what is she doing here, before rushing off. Zhu watches him leave and mutters, he's probably heading to watch the competition too. He was going in the same direction. I should hurry as well. Looks like we're both in a rush. With that, she takes off after him, determined to reach the arena in time. He was thinking to himself, what is this cunning Zhao Shu doing here? If she had seen me there and noticed this thing near me, my entire plan would have been ruined. At that moment, he began explaining about the box. He said that Yua had given him the box because it contained a trigger mechanism with numerous dots inside, each filled with poison. Yua had told him that before the final attack during the competition, he needed to target Shimo and attack him. When the needle would pierce his body, everyone would think that Shimo had fallen due to being weak from the battle. However, no one would realize that it was the poison that killed him. Everyone would believe that he died because of the competition and the fight. With this in mind, he reached the competition grounds, and Zhao Shu arrived there too. Once there, she called out, "Brother Shimo, where are you?" As she looked around, Shimo stood before her, victorious, with the arena broken down. Everyone was still discussing how the stone-breaking fist, an incredibly powerful move, could possibly be in the possession of a young boy like him. How could he have used the final form of the stone-breaking fist, they wondered. The conversation shifted to the identity of this mysterious boy. They discovered he was from a family known to influence people, a family that had once joined forces with the legendary Master Li. After hearing this, Master Li thought to himself, I think I should tell them the truth. He stood up and addressed the group, saying, look at me. You all misunderstanding the situation. You think this boy used the stone-breaking fist's final form. But no, he didn't. What he did was use his own fist power, his raw strength. If he had used the final form, the entire ground would have cracked, and many of you would have been killed. But that didn't happen, and now you can see the truth. The group was stunned, and they exclaimed, oh my god, if he had really used the stone-breaking fist's final form, it would have been just like Master Li said. Master Li, deep in thought, realized that this boy's abilities were extraordinary. He believed that a master like him could never teach the boy. He would need a far greater master to guide him, someone who could take him much further than Master Li ever could. At the same time, Tian Lu Gang's young master rushed into the arena, eager to fight. Watching you fight was a great pleasure. Now I want to fight you, he declared. His uncle warned him, don't be foolish, stop right there. You can't beat him. But the young master ignored his uncle and rushed into the arena, ready to face Shimo. As he prepared to fight, Wang Tianhao intervened. With a swift move, he knocked the young master out of the arena and said, leave. You cannot fight him. Only I can challenge him. I will be the one to defeat him. After throwing the young master out, Wang Tianhao stood in front of Shimo, ready for battle. Are you the fierce fist? Wang Tianhao asked. Shimo responded, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you referring to? Wang Tianhao replied, you're standing here, denying. What's obvious? But it doesn't matter. When we fight, I'll know exactly who you are. As both prepared for battle, the onlookers began to speculate that this was going to be the greatest fight the arena had ever seen. Shimo observed his hand, realizing it had gone numb, and he wouldn't be able to use his punch. At that moment, his master threw him a sword, advising him, if you can't use your punch, use your gale blade art instead. Shimo grabbed the sword, determined. This is it, he said to himself, let's see how much better your spear techniques have become, Wang Tianhao. Wang Tianhao responded, last time you were lucky enough to break my weapon. This time, you won't be so lucky. He charged at Shimo, his weapon releasing fire as it shot toward him. Shimo blocked the flames with ease, but everyone around them was shocked. The fire was not just ordinary fire, it was part of Wang Tianhao's blood power. Shimo stepped back, holding his sword, as Wang Tianhao advanced, spear in hand, attacking fiercely. I've been training for years. Do you think you can defeat me so easily? He shouted. Jumping into the air, he released more fire from his spear and aimed it at Shimo. Wang Tianhao had awakened his blood power, allowing him to use fire from his spear. Shimo, despite being injured, was determined to overcome this challenge. Would he be able to defeat Wang Tianhao? The battle had only just begun, and the outcome was uncertain. At the same time, young Master Wang Tianhao charges forward, wielding his spear. Shimo quickly sidesteps, avoiding the direct attack, grabs the spear with his arm, and slams it down onto the ground with immense strength. As he does that, Wang Tianhao propels himself upward using his fire-powered propulsion technique and leaps back to create distance between them. Seeing all this unfold, the announcer tries to formally start the fight, stating that this battle hadn't been officially announced yet. But then she decides not to interfere, saying, do as you wish. This is your final fight anyway. With that declaration, both sides prepare for an all-out battle. It's announced that the official match has now begun. On one side is the Jin Gang, and on the other, the Lu Feng Club. As both prepare to clash, young Master Wang Tianhao declares with excitement, now this is getting fun. My blood is pumping. I am going to enjoy this. As he powers up, everyone around can feel his energy intensifying. They murmur among themselves, questioning if he has truly awakened his blood powers. Some begin to speculate, if Jin Gang really has awakened blood powers, then Shimo's chances of winning are very slim. They speak in hushed awe, knowing that blood powers are incredibly dangerous. They not only grant immense strength but also massively boost the user's energy. At this point, Shimo recalls a conversation with his master, Masterly. He had once asked, "What is a blood power awakening?" To which Masterly had explained, "Blood powers reside within our very veins. Only a few martial artists are able to awaken them. Those who do gain unique abilities that greatly enhance their strength and become extremely dangerous. Everyone dreams of awakening these powers, but only a few succeed." Now determined, Shimo readies himself. He steps forward and says to Wang Tianhao, "So you've awakened your blood powers and become stronger? Then that just means your strength without them was meaningless. Even without awakening mine, I am still stronger than you." This infuriates Wang Tianhao. "What did you say?" he demands. Shimo replies calmly, "I've said what I had to. Now it's my turn to strike." With that, he rushes forward, leaping and dodging, knowing that Wang Tianhao's weapon gives him an advantage at long range. Wang Tianhao retaliates by turning swiftly and releasing a stream of fire from his spear. He repeatedly attacks with blazing fire, throwing flames one after another at Shimo. But Shimo expertly blocks every strike with his sword. Then, in a sudden burst, he swings his blade forward, cutting through the wall of fire. With a flurry of multiple strikes, he lands direct hits on Wang Tianhao, slashing into his body. The audience gasps. It looks like Wang Tianhao has been struck, but then the truth is revealed. He wasn't hit at all. He had used a special footwork technique, the Mirage Step, also known as the fish leaping step. Like a fish darting through water in a zigzag, he moves unpredictably around Shimo, avoiding all attacks. Masterly, watching closely, recognizes the technique. "That's the fish leaping step," he says. "It's an elite technique, mastered only by a few. Many martial artists fail to perfect their footwork, but this one has fully mastered his family's signature move. And on top of that, he's awakened his blood powers. That's why the Jin gang sent only one fighter into this tournament. They were fully confident in him. Now Shimo is in trouble. The speed and unpredictability of Wang Tianhao's movements make it hard for Shimo to pinpoint his location. Attacks come in from all sides, punches, spear thrusts, rapid movements. Shimo struggles to respond, but he refuses to back down. He steadies himself and says, "Do you think running around me in circles will be enough? You can't win like this." He lifts his sword and slams it into the ground, sending massive shockwaves outward. Stones and debris are flung into the air. Wang Tianhao avoids the shockwaves, still dancing swiftly around, but now attacks start coming at him from every angle. Even in the chaos, he keeps striking at Shimo's body using his fists and spear. But Shimo isn't done yet. He activates his stone-breaking fist, unleashing a powerful aura. The pressure of his punch knocks Wang Tianhao back, forcing him to fall to the ground. Shimo doesn't waste a second. He dashes forward, pinpoints his opponent's location, and gets close. Just as he's about to land a decisive punch, Wang Tianhao again uses the fish leaping step and slips away beneath him. As he jumps backward, Shimo hurls his sword toward him. But Wang Tianhao blocks it mid-air, sending it flying back. Shimo leaps up, catches his sword in mid-air, and attacks again. This time, the two warriors clash head-on, sword against spear, in an intense, breathtaking battle. Jin Tian walking into the arena where the crowd is gathered. He approaches and stands among the spectators, observing the intense battle unfolding before him. He mutters to himself, "It looks like there's a fierce fight happening here. Seems like Shimo has already proven his worth. He's become capable of being ranked among the top martial artists of Fang City." Jin Tian watches closely, anxiety creeping in. But if he wins this fight, he thinks, "I'll lose everything. And if I fail to succeed for Kaizuan Martial Academy this time, my father will truly kill me." He looks down at the small box in his hand, the one Wu Hao gave him. Inside, it contains several poisonous needles and a trigger mechanism. He recalls Wu Hao's words, "You must use this. You must attack young Master Shimo using this at the final moment. If you do it just right, no one will even suspect that he was poisoned. Everyone will simply think he died fighting in the competition." Jin Tian knows he has only one shot. He can only attack once, no second chances. Timing will be everything. As the fight continues, Shimo launches a powerful sword strike towards the front. Just then, Jin Tian sees the perfect opening and unleashes the attack. The box fires the poisonous needles with lightning speed toward Shimo. But at that crucial moment, Wang Tianhao notices the needles. Though the attack is already in motion, he quickly releases his fire energy to intercept the needles, trying to protect Shimo. His sudden interference surprises Shimo, who is taken aback and wonders where the attack even came from. At the same time, Wang Tianhao's sword slash lands on Jin Tian's body, injuring him badly. Bleeding and stunned, Jin Tian turns to the side and shouts in anger, "Who dares to interfere in the middle of the competition like this? You think you can sneak attack someone here and get away with it?" Without hesitation, he attacks the mysterious figure with his fire power. As the attack lands, Jin Tian is struck and falls to the ground. His mask is torn off in the process, revealing his identity to everyone. Everyone stares in shock. Jiao Shu gasps, "This is Jin Tian. He's my cousin." Shimo, meanwhile, notices one of the needles embedded in his shoulder. He pulls it out, staring at Jin Tian in disbelief. It really is him. I think he's the son of the fifth elder of the Jin family, the one Anshin once told me about. Others in the crowd begin whispering among themselves. Jin Tian? Isn't he the son of the Jin family's fifth elder? Then why would he try to assassinate young Master Shimo during a competition? He used poisonous needles on him during a public match. That means someone in their family doesn't want Shimo to win. Looks like there's a serious internal conflict going on in their clan. Who would stoop so low, another person mutters, to try and kill his own family member in front of everyone, in broad daylight? Overhearing all this, Jin Tian panics and runs away from the arena. Wang Tianhao calls out to him, "Stop right there. Where do you think you're going? My business with you isn't over yet." But Shimo intervenes, "Let him go. Our fight isn't over yet either." Wang Tianhao turns to face Shimo. Shimo continues, "This is a family matter. I will deal with it myself. Right now, we should both focus on finishing what we started. The most important thing at this moment is to finish our fight and find out who the real winner is." With that, the battle between Shimo and Wang Tianhao continues, two warriors, now more focused than ever. As young Master Wang Tian shouted, he exclaimed, "Are you out of your mind? I just saved your life here. That man was about to kill you, and I stepped in and saved you, and now, you want to fight him?" He then looked at the other and added, "I think that needle attack you took earlier is still lodged inside your arm. That's why I don't think you'll be able to fight properly." Shimo calmly responded, "My attack also collided with your body. I believe you won't be able to use your shoulder either." Wang Tianhao replied without hesitation, "I don't care about that. I'm still capable of fighting. If your slash hit my body, it was only because I was trying to protect you. If I hadn't been trying to save you, you wouldn't have landed a single hit on me." To that, Shimo said, "If that's the case, then fine. Let's decide here and now, who among us is stronger. Let's end this fight and see who really wins." He added, "I believe you also want to see this fight concluded. You want to know who the real victor is." Shimo suggested, "We'll use only one move each." Wang Tian agreed, "Sure. Let's do it, one move each. Let's see who wins." He then declared, "I'm going to use my strongest technique, my ultimate move. It's called the 6 overlap ping flame strike. If you can block this, I swear I won't fight you anymore." With that, Wang Tianhao spun his spear and launched an attack. Flames burst out, forming a dragon of fire. On the other side, Shimo stepped forward with his sword. He moved to block the flaming dragon with focused intensity. Using his blend art, he released his own set of moves. As he did so, multiple strikes erupted from his technique. Even his master, watching from a distance, was astonished. The slashes spiraled upward like a whirlwind and engulfed the dragon's body. Both fighters put in every ounce of strength they had. People nearby shielded themselves, sensing that the explosion to come would be powerful and destructive. And then, the fiery dragon was obliterated. It completely vanished. Wang Tianhao was thrown backward, and his spear shattered on impact. Staring at the broken weapon, he gasped, "How did you do that? You destroyed my spear and faced my ultimate move head-on. You blocked it completely." Shimo responded, "I had a feeling I could block it. That's why my improvement has been much greater than before. My swordsmanship has also become significantly stronger." Wang Tian looked at him and said, "You used 7 slashes with your blade. That means your gale blade art is becoming more refined." He added, "I don't think my metal spear can hold up against you anymore. Next time we fight, I'll come with a better spear." And with that, he threw his broken spear aside and said, "As I promised, I admit defeat. I surrender." Hearing this, Wang Tian's master rushed toward him, calling out, "Wait for me, Wang Tianhao. I'm coming too." And with that, both of them left the battleground together. The announcer girl stood on the stage, her voice echoing through the arena. She declared, "Finally, the battle has come to an end. Lu Feng Dojo has emerged victorious, and Wang Shenhao has accepted defeat. As a result, the Jin gang is disqualified from this competition." Then, turning to the audience and the remaining participants, she continued, "According to the rules of our competition, if any gang, or club, still has cultivators capable of fighting, you have the right to challenge Shimo. So, does anyone wish to challenge him now?" But silence filled the air. Not a single person stepped forward. No one wanted to challenge Shimo. Seeing this, the announcer girl smiled and proclaimed, "Since no one is willing to challenge you, this means you, Wei officially won the fight." From this moment on, the title of the #1 martial artist in Fang City has changed. Shimo is now our new top disciple. The crowd erupted, chanting Shimo's name. Meanwhile, Shimo stood there quietly, his thoughts wandering. "Mother, I wish you were here to witness this. Your son has taken his first step toward becoming a true martial artist. Today, I won my very first martial arts tournament. And very soon, I will become a real martial artist." The scene then shifts to a restaurant, where a group of people is engaged in a heated conversation. One of them says, "Did you hear? The title of #1 in Fang City has been taken away from Wang Shenhao. A boy named Shimo claimed it." Another responds, "I know Shimo. He's an orphan from the Jin family, the son of Shiting, from the fishing village." A third person interjects, I heard that during the competition, Jingshan, who's actually his fifth uncle's son, tried to kill him. Immediately, someone hushes him. Are you out of your mind? Don't say such things in public. If anyone from the Jin family hears you, they might not spare your life. The story now moves to the Jin family household, where Aunt Zen is speaking to her daughter, Jiaoju. Daughter, are you telling the truth? Has your elder brother Shimo really become the #1 martial artist in Fang City? Yes, mother, Jiaoju replies. He truly has. Aunt Zen looks thoughtful. I always believed he had potential, but I never imagined he would rise this high. Jiaoju asks, Mother, what do we do now? What about Jingshan? Aunt Zen quiets her. There's no need to think about Jingshan. What he did was wrong, extremely wrong, but we cannot punish him severely. He is still a part of our family. Besides, he didn't go so far as to kill Shimo. That's why we can't take drastic action. He's been locked in his room and is now reflecting on his actions. The next scene focuses on Wang Shenhao. He sits quietly in his martial uncle's presence, staring at his own hands. How could I lose that match? He wonders. His uncle approaches and asks, Tell me the truth. Did you actually feel your bloodline powers awaken during the battle? Frustrated, Wang Shenhao responds, Uncle, this is the third time you've asked me that. Why do you keep repeating the same question? Yes, when I released fire from within my sphere, something stirred inside me, an intense energy. I don't know where it came from, but I believe I truly awakened my bloodline powers. The master chuckles. That's excellent news. Perhaps your father sent you to me for this very reason, so I could train you further. I will now teach you the blazing spear art, because your bloodline powers have awakened. This will make it much easier for you to master the rest of the blazing guard techniques. He continues, Do you know what your bloodline power is called? It's known as Vicious Flame. It drastically increases your speed, both in fire release and physical strength. Especially when your bloodline powers are activated, you can cultivate at extraordinary speed. Wang Shenhao frowns. So, you, saying I'm not special? That I only became great because of my bloodline? I'm the elder son of the Wang family. I have immense talent. I didn't awaken these powers just because of luck. His master replies calmly, You misunderstand me. These bloodline powers, only 1 in millions can awaken them. In our entire family, only 3 or 4 people have ever managed to awaken the vicious flame. It has been passed down from our ancestors and only appears in rare generations. Think about it. You are one of those rare few. That means you are gifted, more than you realize. He then lifts a spear and hands it to Wang Shenhao. From today onwards, I will personally train you. I'll teach you the second half of the blazing spear art. I'll help you complete your martial skills. And once you've mastered them, getting admission into Kajuvan Academy will be much easier for you. That academy evaluates both martial prowess and bloodline power. The name of his bloodline is Vishai Flame. His master, W, tells him, Now I'll personally teach you the second half of the blessed spear art. Vangatia, still overwhelmed by recent events, asks, Master, I have a question. I've awakened the power of my bloodline. When I fought against that boy, Shimo, I still couldn't win, even after gaining this power. You must have seen his abilities. They were clearly superior to mine. Does that mean he also possesses a bloodline? Has he activated his bloodline powers too? Master W thinks for a moment and says, It's possible. He might have awakened his bloodline as well. Just then, a voice interrupts them from the side. Someone says, That's exactly what we want to know too, whether or not that boy has activated his bloodline powers. Both of them instantly tense up. They quickly turn toward the voice, wondering who managed to approach them without being sensed. The scene shifts. We now see Shimo, being praised by Master Li. He says, Boy, you've done so much for my Lu Fang Club. You've brought recognition to our name. He thinks to himself, Now that we've earned this reputation, soon, many disciples will start coming here to learn from me. After all, you became so strong by training under me. And with more disciples, comes more fee. Looking at Shimo, Master Li adds, Once you join the Kazuvan Academy, my reputation will soar. More students will apply, and more money will flow in. He turns to Shimo and says, You've helped build the name of the Lu Fang Dojo. So, it's time I keep my promise. You wanted to learn the throwing blade art, right? Very well. I'll personally teach it to you. He pulls out his sword and demonstrates by attacking a tree. With a single, precise strike, the tree is sliced cleanly. He explains, the throwing blade art is a unique skill. You only get one shot. When you throw your blade, aim to take your enemy's head off, because once it leaves your hand, you'll be weaponless. You'll have to fight barehanded if you miss. That's the biggest drawback. He continues, I've only used this technique 3 times. And all 3 times, it took a life. If you wish to learn it, you must be ready to kill. He then hands his blade to Shimo and asks, Are you ready? Shimo replies with determination, "Yes, master, I'm absolutely ready." The scene shifts once again. We return to the Vangatia house. Vangatia and his uncle both raise their weapons toward a mysterious presence and ask, "Who's there?" An elder appears before them. Master W looks at him carefully and says, "You, reusing the hidden shadows technique. But why is a grandmaster like you here? What business do you have with us? State your origin. Who are you?" The elder calmly throws a token toward them and says, "There's no need to panic. My name is Hanwu, and I've come from Kazuvan Martial Academy." W inspects the token and confirms, "This is indeed the emblem of Kazuvan Academy. But what brings you here? Are you truly from the academy?" Hanwu nods. W observes his aura and says, "You are a warrior. A king-level warrior, aren't you? If that's the case, then you should be able to recognize my bloodline." W activates his bloodline, asking, "Do you recognize this?" Hanwu's expression shifts as he realizes, This is the freed bloodline. It draws upon the power of nature essence. How can this be? You also possess a bloodline power." He continues, "This means you must be from the martial bloodline hall of Kazuvan Academy. That's a separate hall within the academy itself, right?" W nods. "You've guessed correctly." Hanwu explains further, "In our country, there are 3 great martial academies. Each has a special hall dedicated to researching bloodlines. Kazuvan Academy has the Bloodline Awakening Hall, the very place I come from. We've made a decision. Across the continent, we will identify and recruit all young masters who have awakened their bloodlines. We want to study them, enhance their powers, and help them grow stronger. Right now, every hall of elders across all martial schools is searching for disciples with bloodline abilities to admit into their academies. If your bloodline power is confirmed, then no one can stop you from entering Kazuvan Martial Academy. You won't even need to take the entry test." Vangatia asks, "So you're saying the major halls from all 3 top sectors are actively recruiting disciples who have awakened their bloodlines?" Hanwu nods again. Then he asks a sharp question, "Do you want Vangatia to join our Bloodline Awakening Hall instead of enrolling in Kazuvan Academy itself?" Master W looks at him with intensity and says, "Tell me something, boy. The royal family's bloodline powers, where did they come from? Who gave them this power? And who named them the Noble Bloodline Family? Have you forgotten what happened 200 to 300 years ago? Do you not remember who started all of this?" Master W firmly tells him, "No, I haven't forgotten about this at all. In fact, I am well aware of the power within your bloodline. I know exactly where this noble bloodline comes from." With that, Master W unleashes his own powers in front of the boy and continues, "Now that your son's bloodline powers are starting to awaken, I can assess the purity of his bloodline. And from what I see, the purity level is remarkable. This means he doesn't need to undergo any tests. His growth will be limitless. I will personally take him to the Bloodline Awakening Hall of the Kazuvan Martial Academy." Hearing this, Wengshen Hao raises a question. He says, "Master, I have one thing to ask you." "Go ahead," Master W replies. Wengshen Hao asks, "Out of the 3 major academies, all of which have a Bloodline Awakening Hall, tell me, if I join your Martial Hall or the Martial Academy, where will I gain more strength?" Master W answers, "Boy, if you choose the Martial Academy, your strength will certainly increase. But if you join our Bloodline Awakening Hall, we will research your bloodline powers in depth, awaken them further, and help release their full potential. That means your growth will double. Think about it carefully. What you'll gain with us is far more than just basic training. At the Martial Academy, resources are limited. You won't get everything you need to grow. But here, we have plenty of resources. We can turn you into a tiger with wings, one that can soar through the sky. If you choose to join us, you won't regret it." After hearing all this, Wengshen Hao finally agrees and says, "Alright then, I will join you." Master W brings out a small chalice and hands it to him. "Drop a bit of your blood into this," he says. "I'll assess your martial prowess and the purity of your bloodline power." Wengshen Hao steps forward, cuts his finger, and lets a drop of blood fall into the chalice. The moment the blood touches the liquid, flames erupt from within. Seeing this, Master W declares, "This confirms it. You possess the power of a special flame bloodline, and you've already awakened it. That's an excellent sign. On top of that, the purity of your bloodline is at a medium level. Now that your powers are awakened, you may come with me. I've completed your assessment. You are ready to join the academy." Master W is clearly pleased. He tells Wengshen Hao, "Boy, your bloodline is indeed impressive, and with a medium level of purity, even our ancestors would be proud of you." Then, a thoughtful look crosses Master W's face as he adds, "But now I'm wondering, What about the other boy who defeated you in the competition? If your bloodline purity is at a medium level, just how powerful could his be? Hearing this, Master W turns to him again and asks, is there anyone else besides you who came here to Fang City to examine that boy? Wang Shenhao replies, yes, I came here with a partner. He was extremely excited and couldn't wait, so he rushed ahead. He said he wanted to examine the boy named Shimo, to see what kind of bloodline powers he possesses. Master W nods and says, I have a feeling that boy's bloodline is going to be of extremely high grade. We've seen him in competition. His raw power was incredible, so just imagine the strength of his bloodline.